The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
It is just after 4 p.m. Eastern time, which means the New York Jets' initial 53-man roster is in place. We'll talk about all of it. Who made the team? Who got cut? Who got traded? That and much more. Robby Sabo joins the show in his weekly spot. So let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
We're here with Charles Gorman. Charles, you're about to get into your Uber, which I called for you specifically to leave Don Jose Mexican restaurant. Give us the breakdown on the night. Did you have fun?
I had a good time. I'm sorry I couldn't stay for long. My parents wanted me to be home at a certain time. I know I'm a grown-ass man, but their house, their rules. People were very nice. The food is good. Anyways, have a good day and stay healthy and God bless.
Charles, thank you for the time.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. Charles Gorman, everybody. One of one. A legend of our time. Go Jets.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is officially past cut down deadline, which means the Jets' initial 53-man roster is in place. Before we talk about that and much more with Robby Sabo, a reminder that we have our first ever regular season Jets watch party at T-Squared Social in Midtown Manhattan. 13 days from right now. Free event, Jets-Niners. Aaron Rodgers is back. Jets will send a message to the rest of the league, and we'll watch it all together. RSVP with the link I have posted in the description if you're coming out to have a great night with us at T-Squared Social. With that said, let's bring on today's guest. He joins us every week. He was at the Jet facility earlier today. We say hello to Robby Sabo. Robby, what's going on?
Yeah, I learned Charles Gorman is a grown-ass man. That's what I learned today. That's what's going on.
Damn right he is. Don't you dare forget that either, Ron.
I was crying when I saw that for the first time. Yeah, and hey, grown ass man, Eric Watts, McGregor, and Leonard Taylor, because they're Jets.
Let's get into it, right? That's probably the biggest takeaway so far. There's still info coming out on who specifically made the team, but we do know this. The Jets, as you just said, are keeping Eric Watts, Leonard Taylor, and Braden McGregor on the initial 53. We're talking about 3 UDFA defensive linemen making the team. That really is a testament to the front office and the coaching that they were that comfortable keeping those 3 players.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the big takeaway is that's Saleh. That's Robert Saleh. He keeps a plethora of defensive linemen, and it's also Douglas, to your point. Everyone's wondering how are they going to replace JFM. The depth looks so bad right now. Clemens is out there in base, and, sub, you got McDonald and not much else, but they're developing guys. And right now it may look weak, but in a month or so, we may look at it and say, man, they're really deep there. And these guys came out of nowhere. JFM sort of came out of nowhere, for example. If Tack does it this year, same thing. So we truly don't know. And I thought McGregor and Taylor would make it. I put out my last projection yesterday, but I did not have Watts. I had Watts on the practice squad. Now, we still have time to go. Perhaps Watts is the Haason Reddick placeholder. That could be the case, is what I'm thinking right now.
Interesting. And look, if Reddick shows up, that obviously will cause them to finagle some stuff around. But Tack McKinley, I thought would maybe be someone they could finagle with as far as like roster gymnastics go. But he's on the initial 53 too. So McKinley, Watts, Taylor, and McGregor once considered long shots to make the team, they all made the team.
Yeah, see, the way you got to look at it is transactionally, really, because okay, who popped off the page in the summer? Codrington did. We know that. So, if you try to put him through waivers, someone's going to grab him. They took the initiative, called around, got the trade done with Buffalo. Weird team, but hey, got it done. Taylor, Watts, McGregor, they have the talent in terms of UDFAs. So would they sneak through waivers? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Watts even will if they try to do that before week 1 if Haason comes back. Brownlee, I think Brownlee would get snagged too. We still don't know for sure if he's on the team, but that's one where I'd be stunned if he doesn't make it. And then Izzy, I mean, right now, I think he's on the team, but the numbers seem to be a little high right now. I think there's 1 or 2 more things we don't know yet.
Well, one of the things that we do know, this was a bit of a surprise. Not that he maybe didn't make the team, but what happened with him moving off of the team, and the Jets elected to trade Brandon Codrington to the Bills in exchange for late round 2026 picks, according to Adam Schefter. I'm not surprised Codrington didn't make the team, Robby. In my final prediction, I just couldn't find a spot for him if I was keeping 4 running backs, 10 defensive linemen, and 10 offensive linemen, which I did. But the fact that they traded him to the Bills, I don't want to help Buffalo. And maybe this is nothing. I trust Brant Boyer that they got the right returners in-house to fill that role. But I don't want to help the Bills. So I didn't like this. What were your thoughts?
I don't like that it's Buffalo either because he's legit as a return man. I guess the only saving grace is that I paid attention to him in terms of defense this summer, and he was not ready, not even close to ready. I did have him initially, not having him. I did have him on the roster because I was trying to take the easy way out, thinking JBC would start on IR, which still might happen. But Codrington doesn't shock me not making it. He was a toss-up. The only ones that would truly shock me are Irv Charles, and Brownlee. Everyone else pretty much, I think, the ones the fans disagreed with me on are Irv. There were a lot of fans saying no to Irv, and Boyer has a voice, and Boyer, that's his dude. So I'd be shocked with that one. And Xavier Newman. Xavier Newman still might make it as the 10th O lineman, but he still might also be practice squad bound. We don't know. Because when I was at practice today, there were 13 offensive linemen there all together. Cole LeVeau was there, but I think he just got sent through waivers. He's going to go to the practice squad. Hansen was there. Decalis was there. Glazer was not. Glazer was the surprise who was not at practice today.
The lists are coming in from all the teams as we speak. So if you're watching live right now, hit the like button. There's 791 people tuned in live right now. This is a big stream we got going on here on the Jake Asman YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, I talk Jets daily on this channel, typically twice a day, every day. So make sure you guys subscribe and help me get to 40,000 subscribers. As we continue to kind of go through it, and we'll react in real time, Codrington versus Herb Charles, I think, was maybe that Boyer special teams decision, Robby.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to get rid of Codrington, which they did, but you have them keeping Herb Charles, and as of now, it does feel like Herb's on this team. It kind of feels like if you're only going to have a guy on the team who's just a special teams player, they valued Herb for what he could do as a gunner rather than Codrington, who's just strictly a returner, because they probably feel like between Gibson, between Corley, between even Izzy, they probably feel like they have enough there to fill that returner role.
It's a good point. It's a good point when you look at it that way, because what folks don't do when putting these rosters together is look at week 1. Okay, who are the guys not dressing? Who are the inactive? We'll call them 5, but it's actually 7 who are inactive because you elevate 2 practice squad guys. 48 dress, 53 active, 55 when you stretch it with the 2 practice squad guys. Who are those guys? Dead positions are an RB4. If you carry Izzy and he's an RB4, he's not going to play special teams really. So that's a dead position. Brownlee would be a dead position. He wouldn't dress either. So you got to look at it in that vein. If you carry 10 offensive linemen, 2 of those guys probably won't dress because you'll want to have 8. 9 is pushing it in terms of not having enough guys to run around on special teams. So I think you're right. Irv versus Codrington was one. And I think Brownlee versus Izzy is one too, because those would be 2 dead positions, 2 dead slots in terms of guys not dressing. I didn't have Izzy. I had Brownlee. But interestingly, I had both Codrington and Irv because I didn't take Newman on the active. But I could see how that it came down to those two, and definitely going with Irv is more flexible.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We are reacting in real time to the Jets roster being finalized. The initial roster. There's going to be some changes. There'll be IRs, waiver wire claims, maybe a Haason Reddick report date, which we'll get into that now, Robbie, as we wait for more info to come out in real time. When it comes to Reddick, I'm at a point now where I don't expect him to play week 1. But I have a funny feeling he shows up next week so we can get his game check because he's out of options. He's exhausted all the options. It behooves him to show up and play well because if the Jets don't want to pay him, someone maybe will pay him after this year if he hits free agency. Not showing up at all seems beyond stupid. So what are your thoughts on Reddick and the possibility he reports next week?
Yeah, for the past, week, 10 days, 2 weeks, I've been saying, gun to my head, I think he's going to show up right before Labor Day weekend, which is late this week, Friday, Saturday. That gun might trigger and blow me off the map, but I think the two possibilities are that, or he and his agent are all in and they gamble. They're looking at the opponent toughness in week 1 with San Fran, and they're gambling and they're hedging their bet that the Douglas will panic if the Jets lose that game. So I think those are the two options. I'll still go with showing up before Labor Day, but I think it's the right approach to continue to move forward. And Salah's been doing that, and credit to him because that's the only thing you can do. And keeping all 3 UDFAs is a part of that too. So continue game planning moving forward as if he does not exist.
Crazy to think that they basically replenished their entire defensive line depth without using a single draft pick. Like they got 3 guys who all were draftable on many people's draft boards. Connor Rogers, who I really respect from SNY and of course NBC Sports, he had draftable grades on all 3 of those guys. They're all UDFAs, and the Jets keep all 3 of them. Like, that is huge for roster building going forward if they turn out to be the real deal.
Oh, dude. And Leonard Taylor was at one point mid-round pick. I've heard from a bunch of people in terms of talent. It was everything but talent that knocked him out of the 7 rounds. So, they have talent. They got guys they can develop. And, when the head coach has a certain part about the roster he dominates and owns, and that's his thing, you got to use it. And that's what Solid does with the D-line.
No question about that one. As far as Watts, Taylor, McGregor, which one do you think actually has the biggest impact right away? For me, it's Taylor, but I'm curious your thoughts.
100%. Not even a question. It's Taylor because, what's funny? It's Taylor, and even though I think interior, there might be a harder path to get playing time, it's still Taylor. Because edge, it's a little more rotational, I think, not by much, but a little bit more based on situation. You don't have a big Q, Quinnen Williams, like you do on the interior, yet Taylor's just that damn good in terms of talent. So I think it is Leonard Taylor, although McGregor, I like what I see from him. I think he's going to get a shot early based on the things he does right in terms of what the coaches want to see, staying home, not really disciplined. There was a reverse against Washington where he stayed home on the backside edge the entire time, strung it out, allowed Eccles to come over and rally and make the tackle. And he doesn't show up in the box score, but that's the stuff that jumps off the page for coaches.
We're talking with Robby Sabo. He's the co-founder of JetsXFactor.com. My name is Jake Asman. 1,042 tuned in live right now as the Jets' initial 53-man roster needed to be set by 4 p.m. Eastern. However, we don't have all the details just yet. It has not been announced publicly, but by NFL rules, the Jets had to be set at 53. So as news trickles in, Robby and I will be reacting in real time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, we talk Jets daily here on the Jake Asman YouTube channel, and hit the like button. If you haven't, there's 263 likes. Let's get at least 1,000 likes. Shout out to all the Jet fans who are tuned in. Let me kind of ask it this way now. You look at the offensive situation, Robby. We alluded to Brownlee. We alluded to Charles. We alluded to Izzy. Any chance one of those guys could be traded, and that's kind of the holdup right now, trying to find a trade partner to get something done?
Brownlee, Izzy, and Charles, were those
Yep.
the three? It's possible, and I would say, I mean, of the three, obviously, it's Izzy, the guy who would be that candidate. I know the Jets love Charles, as I already said, and I know the Jets love Brownlee too. I mean, I know for fans it's tough because Brownlee in game in preseason hasn't really done anything magnificent, but in camp he shows stuff, and it's maddening in camp too. Like he's not perfect, but when you're talking about a fringe 53-man, a fringe guy on that 53-man active roster, you want a high ceiling, and Brownlee has that high ceiling because he has traits that are tough to find at the position. He's not explosive. He's not, nowhere near Tyreek Hill type guy. He's not crazy quick. He's not explosive, but his tracking, his ball tracking, his hands, his feet, he does a lot of things well that are really tough to find. So Izzy would be the prime trade candidate. It's 420 right now. And I don't know. We'll see. I doubt Brownlee and Charles will be traded, but Izzy for sure.
It's 4 o'clock or 4:21. Do you know the Jets 53-man roster? Whoa. That's what we're discussing right now on the show. If you got a question for Robby or for myself to answer, write it in. Super chats, we'll cut the line. Big Will starts us off with an Asmaniac super chat here. Is there anyone that made the 53 that's still in jeopardy to be cut for a player cut somewhere else? I've said this, Robby. If they're going to look to upgrade at receiver or tight end, I wouldn't be shocked.
Agreed. And this is especially the case at tight end because, the numbers are low. No fullback, no Bowden. He's gone. What do you have? You have Conklin, obviously, Rucker, who's going to be the de facto fullback H-back. That's locked in stone unless some miracle happened and they kept Ferkser. I didn't hear anything about Ferkser. And I didn't see if Sefcik was at practice today. I wish I did. I did not see. But I thought Sefcik was bound for the practice squad all along to be that backup fullback H-back type, even tight end type. I'm not surprised by Kuntz being cut loose. He couldn't make the tough grabs when they needed it. He just couldn't get it done. So tight end, and then Yeboah. That's three without a fullback. That's very light at tight end. So I think tight end is a good call out by you.
Hoosier Daddy with a super chatty cuts the line. We need a Long Island watch party. Well, I'll tell you what. There's nothing planned just yet. But if you live on Long Island, where I'm from, you could take the train to Grand Central Station, and it's a 2-minute walk to T-Squared Social from there. So, week 1, Niners. Week 2, Titans. Take the LAR to Grand Central, and you'll be ready to go to watch Jets football with the Asmaniacs at T-Squared Social next Monday, and then, of course, the following Sunday, week 1 and week 2 of the NFL season. Big shout-out to Snowflake K, who says, I heard you on my local Syracuse radio station today. You were great. I did do a hit on the midday show, Orange Nation on ESPN Syracuse. So thanks for listening, Snowflake. Go Qs. Gary writes in, 50 years as a fan, this is the best roster we've ever had. Look, I'm not going to go that far yet, but I do think on paper, Robby, this is their most talented team since 2010, and you can make a case this is just as good, if not better, than the 98 Jets.
Yeah, what's funny? The 2010 Jets might be more talented than those Parcells Jets. It's just that coaching, really elevated those 98 teams.
Vinny was also better than Sanchez.
That too, yeah. But really, what Mangini and Tannenbaum built, starting with Brick and Mangold in 06, was incredible. It was even more talented than we think, I believe. They didn't have, and it's funny too, Rex got it done defensively without having that crazy generational pass rusher too. He had to generate pressure with elaborate blitzes. But this team, and you see it with Chris Sims, PFF, draft. There's a lot of different places that have the Jets number the second most talented team in the AFC.
Yeah.
And it's hard to disagree.
Crazy. It's really not crazy. Like people get on Joe Douglas for a lot of things, and you certainly have every right to criticize him for some of the mistakes he's made. I know I certainly have, but he has built a stacked team. Like they have to, at the bare minimum, win double-digit games and win this division, man. Like that's the goal for the regular season. Win the AFC East for the first time since 2002. Have a home playoff game for the first time since then. The first ever home playoff game the Jets would have at MetLife. Like, they have all the makings to do it. They need some injury luck. We all understand that. But, like, this team is stacked, and the goal should be to go on a deep playoff run because they have the talent to do it.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you how important coaching is in football and circumstance. Coaching and circumstance. I mean, it's not like they were without talent last year. They had a lot of talent last year too. But circumstance and schedule and coaching, injuries as a part of circumstance, it's a massive factor. So, people hear talent. Oh, the Jets aren't the second best team in the AFC. We're not saying they're the second best. Talent doesn't equal best. But in terms of sheer talent on the roster, you can't argue it. They are up there.
No question about it. We will keep you up to date on all the cuts coming in from the Jets. There's a lot of cuts being announced throughout the course of the NFL. Jets roster as of 26 minutes ago needed to be set at 53, but we're still trying to get wind on which players actually made it versus what's been leaked out there. We know a couple of the big ones, right? The 3 UDFA defensive linemen are on the team, but we don't have everything just yet. So as we continue here, we'll keep you up to date as news comes in. But first, let's quickly pause because we got a brand new sponsor on the channel. We welcome on board my friends at SeatGeek. Hey guys, the Jet season is finally here, so I'm excited to share that I teamed up with my friends at SeatGeek so you can get the best possible rate to purchase your Jet tickets all season long. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 ticketing app on the market. SeatGeek has everything from the Jets to every NFL team, every sporting event, every concert, you name it, SeatGeek definitely has it. They put all their tickets across the web to make sure you're getting a great rate. Each ticket is rated on a scale from 1 to 10, so look for the green dots to make sure you're getting the best rate. And you know I came through for you guys, so use promo code Jake Asman for $20 off SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code Jake Asman. Make sure you use my link in the description to download the app. Let's go, baby. SeatGeek, get your tickets. See you at the home opener, Jet fans. Promo code Jake Asman. Save yourself some money if you're buying Jets tickets throughout the season. Robby, when you look at this roster now, right?
Yep.
Give me your best take with Codgerton traded. Who are the 2 kick returners on Monday night against the Niners?
I think it'll be Xavier and Isaiah Davis.
Xavier Gipson and Isaiah Davis. Do you see Corley getting an opportunity?
Yes, I do, but right away, maybe not. Maybe I think kick return, it's tough. I mean, those are the 3, obviously. And it could very easily be Xavier and Corley back there to start on kick return. But I got a sneaking suspicion it'll be Isaiah Davis and Gibson, but I do think Corley will get his chances. Now, I don't want to float this out there to fans right now because they might lose their minds, but how will Jets fans react if Corley doesn't dress week 1?
People would not like that.
Okay.
Not be happy with that one.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I mean, if I had to
saying? What are you saying, Robby?
If I had to put money on it, I think he's going to dress, but there's a possibility he doesn't based on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean both Brownlee and Corley don't dress, but right now I'd have Brownlee not dressing and Corley in there. I just want to float it out there into the ether so there's some warning for Jets fans.
Man with a rake does irrelevant make it. This is Jalen Key, Mr. Irrelevant. He was waived. They're going to try and get him on the practice squad. Devin gifted a channel membership earlier. Devin, the chat's a mess. So I don't know who got it, but I just want to thank you for paying it forward and gifting a membership. Your super chat we're going to get to right now, though, because those always go first. Those cut the line. Love that my guy LT3 made it. Been my guy since we got him. Love the other UDFAs, too. JTS, Jets. Let's effing go. 20-0, baby. I'll tell you what. Leonard Taylor can quickly move up the depth chart and play a role on the interior. Like, with all due respect to the guys in front of him, he could be better than Lecky Lotu this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 3-tech monster. Like, he has that high ceiling that you look for in a guy. Leaky Fotu is more a specialist where you want him in goal line. You know, he could 2-gap it. He could play in the 3-4. They think he could fit this scheme in terms of filling the gap and getting off quickly, but Taylor is more the guy that resembles Quinnen in terms of talent and body. So Taylor has he's not a specialist, in other words. So if Taylor keeps showing improvement, he could be right alongside Quinnen.
John with a super chat. He cuts the line. I hope everything works out with Reddick, but the UDFAs, a part of me wants to just send him to the Panthers at this point. I get it. I understand Jet fans are like, screw Reddick. But let me tell you something. Eventually, he's going to show up and play. And when he does, he's going to help you win games. All right. Let's not cut off our nose despite our face. This guy is a phenomenal football player. He's had 10 or more sacks, 11 or more sacks, 4 years in a row. Eventually, he needs to play to get paid by, if not the Jets, by someone next year. And this guy will help the Jets be a special defense. I think they're very good without him. I think they are the best defense in the NFL with him. That's why let's take a breath. Let's relax, as Aaron Rodgers would say, and let's get something done next week, which is what I think ends up happening here. And Reddick helps his team win games.
Yeah, man. And on top of it, listen, I know it's not ideal. You need him here. You want him here every day for practice and training camp. But if there's one position where a guy could come back and be ready and participate and help out your team, it is his position. Sub package, edge, pin your ears back, finesse, go get the quarterback. He can do that. It might be only 10, 12, 15 tops plays per game, but that's fine. You don't look at it as 4 starting defensive linemen anymore. You look at it as 6, 7, or 8. So Reddick greatly improves this unit.
Ryan writes in, Robby, this may be my last chance to ask you about McCutcheon from my alma mater. Has he reached his ceiling?
McCutcheon, the receiver?
Yes.
I don't know much about him, to be honest. Has he reached his ceiling? I won't say that. He's a young kid. I don't know where he's going to go next, what's going to happen, but why
they cut Brandon Smith, by the way, so he might be a practice squad guy.
They cut Brandon. I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to bring him back, and I think McCutcheon was on the practice squad for a little bit last year, if I'm not mistaken. So to be continued with your boy McCutcheon.
How about that? Where did McCutcheon even go then? This guy knows him. Or went to the same school.
What college did he say again?
He just said his alma mater. Where did McCutcheon go to school?
Montana. I know he was in Montana, I think. Montana State.
All right.
You got a Montana State listener. How about that?
Love it. Carlito's Way. Maybe us New Jersey residents can do a satellite viewing party. Carlito, hop on the NJ Transit and get the T-Squared Social. We got people coming from Jersey. What are you talking about? People acting like Midtown Manhattan is far to get to.
Yeah. It's a disaster. If people think about it as a disaster anytime they hear Midtown, let's be honest.
I know, but it's Monday night where it's not rush hour anymore. Game's at 8:15.
Yeah.
We had 200 people show up for a preseason game. I'm not worried about packing a place in Manhattan for the biggest Jets game since last Monday Night Football Week 1.
So break it down. It's going to definitely a viewing party Monday night.
Yeah, man. Viewing party. How about a party? We're going to have drink specials, giveaways. Neil leading the Jet chants. What more do you need? V-Man falling asleep. It's going to be wild.
Oh, I thought you were going to San Fran. You're not going to San Fran?
No, I'm not going to San Fran. I deal with enough homeless living in New York. No.
I might as well cancel my plans now. Why am I even going? What's the point?
No, I'm not going to San Fran. I'm going to T-Squared Social, baby. Let's go. Let's see. Jason writes in, Noah Brown cut by the Texans. If healthy, he's an upgrade at wide receiver for us. Should we kick the tires on him? Not the worst idea. I think Dom C brought this up on Twitter earlier. I saw if they added a veteran wide receiver, I'm not against it.
No, I'm not against it either. But they would only do it if they fell out of love with Brownlee, because the salary difference, and I know it wouldn't cost a lot for Noah Brown, but the salary difference would be not nothing. It would be something. So for a dead position, game day position spot, wide receiver 6, you probably won't dress. I probably don't see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give a huge shout out to Day Boss, who just gifted 5, count it, Robby, 5 channel membership.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
I thought you were going to say $500.
That's only with Peter Castro asking about Alan Lazard after an OTA practice.
Is Peter still with his wife? His wife didn't leave him yet?
His wife, to my knowledge, has not divorced him.
Well, hang in there, Peter.
Joshua Langley, Terrell's a Jet fan, Les Komar, Oscar the Grouch, and Jason B. You guys are all officially as Maniacs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pay it forward, just $5 to gift your fellow listener a channel membership. Let's get going here. Dano with an Asmaniac super chat. Robbie, love your insight. Your thoughts on Corley only being used in 11 personnel so far. Is it a sign or more so an attempt to stay vanilla? I need more.
Maybe it's an attempt to stay vanilla, but I think they're thinking about him in terms of what he could do to help them in the regular season. And to start, I think it's going to be Corley specific packages where he comes into the game on offense, 5 to 8 plays a game. I know that sounds like not a lot of plays, but initially, this is not for the entire season, but initially 5 to 8 plays a game where most of his packages are going to come in 11 because it's a lot of jet motion. It's a lot of smoke screen stuff where they're going to try to get him on a screen, and it's tougher to pull those off in base, 21 personnel. So I think that's why him in 11 fit like a glove.
Next super chat here. We're going to get to your calls coming up, so be ready on the Gustbuster Umbrella hotline. Gangrene says, do you see us grabbing a first-rounder Lewis Sin off waivers for some safety depth? Was he that bad that the Vikings waived him? I don't think the Jets are adding to their safety room. I think they're very comfortable with the guys they have.
Yeah, because if they do, then what do you do with Oliver? You just signed him. And I don't see that happening. Now, on its face, Sign, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know who he's talking about. Sign would be okay to look at, but where they are right now, probably not.
Indy Jets with a super chat. He cuts the line. Haason Reddick can wait and come in around week 5, full game week 6, play 6 games bye week, play 6 games in playoffs. He'll be primed and on fire. He's not doing that. He needs the play to put up numbers so we can get paid. Like, I don't think he's going to be like, I'm going to be fresh, so I'm going to sit out. What type of shape is he in at that point?
Yeah. Listen, there's a scenario where it works out for him, but there's no way he could plan to do that, in other words. And I've seen Jets fans worried that he's going to come back and dog it because he's upset. He'd be run out of the league if he does that. It would be so obvious, and he's not going to get paid, to Jake's point. So, nah. He's either going to report or bet that they lose week 1 in panic, which is not going to happen.
Well, I just worry about him getting hurt because he's not in great shape. Like, there's a difference in being in shape, like he's posting the workout videos, and then like there's football shape. Like, is he going to hurt his hamstring trying to rush to be ready to start playing?
Right. It's a very valid point. But the Jets, look what they did with Mike Williams. I mean, even still, he hasn't participated in teams, and to me, he's probably been ready for weeks now. I mentioned it to you guys early August or late July. He talked to the media, and it seemed like he was frustrated, just chomping at the bit, ready to go. But he said he's following the rehab program the Jets gave him. So this is where the Jets have to take it slow with Reddick initially, if and when he comes back. And it's going to be incumbent on the Jets to do so.
Comments, questions, super chats, continue to cut the line. We're going to get to your calls coming up right now. Let's say hello to Simon, who's up first on the Gustbuster Umbrella hotline. Simon, what do you got for us?
Yeah, what's up, Jake, Robbie?
What's up, Simon?
I'm not going to go full Neil on you, but I got 5 I got 5 legitimate several points, all right? Just bear with me. I had really, really invasive surgery this past Tuesday. First, I just wanted to say thank you to you, Jake, Robbie, the JetX team, and Buffalo Jet fan, because without all your content, the last exactly week would have been just unbearable. Like, I didn't get out of the hospital Friday. Can't really move around too much at home. Still, it's going to be a couple week recovery all up in there. So, guys, it's great for the team. Obviously, I'm obsessed with the Jets, Jake. I've called in a couple of times. But that kind of stuff, when people have things to do, it really keeps your head going. And it's just thank you. Number 2, I heard that they made a trade with the Bills for Codrington. I just missed what the specifics. When you got a second, could you just say what we got or whatever?
Late round picks in 2026.
We don't know exactly what it is, but it's a late round swap, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, something better than nothing. They would have picked him up off waivers anyway, whatever.
Someone would have grabbed him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I heard, as you were going over earlier, I like Jason Brownlee. Don't get me wrong. I've been cheering for the guy for a couple of years, but I don't see how after this preseason and camp and the games, I was at the Panthers game with my wife. That was before I had this thing, and my wife and kids, and we were right then. And I really zoned in on that game. I don't see how you pick him over Brandon Smith. I'm just, and I like Brownlee, but the point of him is to be this big body dude that catches. And then I watch Brandon Smith, and the man doesn't miss the catch. And you know, he got that toe tapper in against the Giants. I mean, he looks like a mature, big body.
Down goes Simon. Well, Simon, good to hear that you're in recovery, man. So we appreciate your support there.
Yeah.
Look, I thought Brandon Smith made a lot of really encouraging plays. I think they'll keep him on the practice squad. Brownlee's a guy they've liked, though. He made the team last year as a UDFA. He's a big body wide receiver. He actually played in some regular season games down the stretch. So assuming he made the team, they're basically just still betting on his traits and upside over Brandon Smith.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's another Brandon Smith Penn State kid who played linebacker. I get it. Listen, a lot of fans were saying that about Brandon Smith, and I get it, but we don't know the individual behind the scenes. I don't know. Sometimes you fall in love with guys and you make a commitment. And in this league with all these transactions, your word sometimes carries you a long way in terms of program building. And other teams see that and other players see that. And the Jets establishing a relationship with Brownlee and not being so willy-nilly about it is sometimes a positive thing. Sometimes it can bite you in the ass because you miss the next best thing. But I'm okay with Brownlee.
Bobby's left nut says hit the like button. I mean, if Bobby's left nut tells you to do something, I think you got to do it, right, folks?
Is that the Bobby's left nut or just a Bobby's left nut?
Correct. Not to be confused with Bobby's right nut.
That's a whole different story.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Makes total sense. The great Andrew Fialco is in the chat. Another member of the Jet X team that the great Robby Sabo.
Oh yes, and by the way, everyone check out. I wouldn't say foul up because I'll always jump on with Jake, but Connor Long is live on the Jet X YouTube channel right now. Check that one out after we're done here. He's got some good guests coming up.
Connor Long, 13 years old, and you handed the reins to the Jet X YouTube channel to him.
Doing his thing, Jake. Doing his thing.
Andrew says, think kicking the tires on a guy like Patrick or Noah Brown over Brownlee would be interesting. So that would be what? Tim Patrick with the Broncos and then Noah Brown. We just talked about him with the Texans. I'll say it again. If they moved on from Brownlee, I would have no issue with that because I think you could probably find someone better, but they seem to love the guy.
Me too. Like, I would not have an issue either. I'm just trying to explain why fans can't see why they like him, for instance. And hey, something could happen. Tim Patrick, I didn't even hear about Patrick yet. So Patrick is loose?
I think
is he talking? Andrew, you talking about a trade?
Could be a trade. I thought he got released though. I think I saw something earlier.
Yep, they cut him.
Yep.
Wow.
Super chat from Zach Rosenberg, who is a 2025 lacrosse goalie. Rob, very specific.
Nice.
Jets first to value the running back position again. Love it. Let's go Jets. I think they valued it always. I just think they haven't had a running back room this good in a long time. You know.
Yes. And
Douglas has drafted a running back every year he's been the GM. I think he values the position. He just hasn't gotten it right besides Brees, really.
Yeah, and he treats it the right way, too. I mean, no long-term contracts. He hasn't really had a chance, let's be honest, but I don't envision him going crazy. He'll try to sign Brees. I know that, I'm pretty sure of that, but does it work out? We won't know. It'll be sticky. But in terms of where he's drafting these guys, second round, mid-round, he doesn't wait. So kudos to him. They have an excellent room right now.
Elmo's World checks in. Hello. Thoughts on Clemens? He has fallen off. Thought he'd be cut. I never thought Michael Clemens was getting cut. I don't know why people thought there was any possibility of that happening.
He's such a polarizing figure in Jetland. Like Rodgers is polarizing on a national level. Clemens is that in the fan base, Jets fan base. And I get it. He had the tough guy act coming out as a fresh face, the One Jets Drive documentary, and the fans loved it. And I get it. 100% of the fans loved it. If you're ragging on Clemens now, you loved it when he first came out. I get it. Time goes on, bad penalties, getting into fights, all that stuff. You want to see production. He's not as bad as people say. Yes, he's stiff, and it looks worse because he's a bigger dude playing the edge, so he's stiff in space, and certain situations he'll foul up, or it looks like it's his fault when it's really not. So I get it, but at the end of the day, he's a solid number 6, number 7 defensive lineman. It's just a little out of place because he's starting in base right now.
Yeah, like to me, he was never getting cut. I'm not the
No.
biggest fan of Clemens, but like he was never on the roster bubble. Like they would trade him before they would cut him.
Yeah, the guys who I keep hearing about in terms of getting cut, Irv Charles and Clemens, those are the wildest ones. Like, no way. I mean, I shouldn't say no way. Man, like you could get the news that they cut Irv Charles right now, but it's just very unlikely.
Ladies and gentlemen, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Pittsburgh Mike with the question of the day. Jake, I've always wondered, does Robby call in from a dungeon?
Why dungeon? What am I, a dungeon master?
Your situation does look kind of dungeony a little bit, a little dark back there.
Is it dark? It's so.
You use like a ring light or something.
The room I'm in, it's not a dungeon, but the room I'm in is very echoey. So I got to put the sound padding. What are they called to not make the sound echoey? I got to put it all around the room. So this is like an office, living room / office room, but pretty much an office room. It's like a podcasting office room. So I get it. It's a little dungeony, but come on, do we really need more light on my face?
You want me to answer that or?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you look good no matter what you do.
Yeah, that's what I knew Jakey would say. That's a nice boost to my day. Thank you.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of boost to your day, let's say hello to Purple Belt Mike, who's up next. Hello, Mike.
Yo, I'm psyched that we got Leonard Taylor the third. I think that he's going to be the second coming of Bryce Huff. Not the same position, but super, super effective and being a undrafted free agent.
Yeah, good call, Bryce Huff. I mean, what I said before, they've developed a lot of players on this roster, especially D-line. Huff is just another example. So, yeah, could happen.
Why are you so far away from the camera, Mike? What's going on here? Just lounging in the Long Island backyard?
So
he's on the grill. All right, we'll go full screen for this one.
I like to sit, and when I'm steaming or whatever, I give it a couple minutes, and I sit down, I watch it, listen. Got to listen to your food, too. Chef Kev knows that.
I love that.
By the way, kudos on the right Knicks logo. That's their best logo.
I love this logo.
The best logo. They should go back to it immediately.
Yeah, I agree, actually. Yep.
Do you have sunscreen on your head? That Bobby's left nut wants to know.
I don't. I'm bald as shit, and I don't get sunburn on my head.
What does Bobby's left nut know about sunscreen? I mean, he's never been out in this. That's never been out in the sun.
Asking about lotion. You know what I mean? What is he asking about sunscreen for?
Yeah, Bobby's left nut. Talk about dungeons
out there, with the pool and shit.
Talk about dungeons. He hasn't seen Bobby's left nut hasn't seen the light since I don't know, never.
Mike, thank you for the call. Enjoy your dinner. I like that take. Leonard Taylor will be this team's version of Bryce Huff at a different position. So I'm here for that.
I think it's exciting, and you know what's crazy? Usually, when a team allows, so last year it was Brownlee and Xavier Gibson, 2 UDFA receivers. This year it's 3 UDFA D linemen. Usually, when a team is in this situation, it's shocking that many UDFAs at one position. It's not a talented roster. Usually, it's such a hard thing to achieve, that many guys making it at that position. Yet this roster is talented. So it's kind of a unique twist to me where they have talent, yet the process is right to where they could add to that talent.
So 4 years from now, they're not going to re-sign Leonard Taylor after he becomes a Pro Bowl level player. The Eagles will sign him, and the Jets will acquire a veteran defensive tackle from Philly.
Jordan Davis.
Yep. It's already set in stone. Everyone's going to know Jordan Davis wants a contract except the Jets, and we're going to be living this Reddick thing 4 years from now. Can't wait.
Yeah, how about Mekhi Becton? Did you see his latest tweet? He broke free from New York.
Please. Show some accountability, Mekhi. You almost ate yourself out of the league, please.
Philly. He's loving Philly, huh?
Yeah, have fun in Philly when they're going to start booing your ass the second you allow pressure. Get ready.
Ooh, baby. Should be interesting.
Anyway, we've spent a lot of time talking about Bobby's left nut. Let's hear from Bobby himself.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hey, Robbie, that's Jay Quest. He put my name in the chat like that. So 2 more days we got left of that, and Jake Quest, you better change your name back.
Wait a second. That's not Jay Quest. That's Bobby's left nut.
That's Jay Quest.
No, it's not. His name is
What?
Bobby's left nut.
No, it's
That's
Jay
your
Quest.
left nut.
It's not my left. Okay, I'm talking to Robby. Stop interfering.
Yeah,
okay?
come on, Jake. What's up,
Robbie,
Robbie? What's
Wait
going
a
on?
second. Wait a second. Whose show is this?
It's yours, but I'm talking to Robby.
Well, I have to give you permission to talk to Robbie.
Oh,
Ask for permission to talk to Robbie.
Robby, your young guy is doing good on this show.
Is he? Nice.
He didn't ask for permission.
Bobby,
You got to remind Bobby whose show it is around here. He's gone all Hollywood on me.
Bobby, by the way, if your left nut has a mind of its own, let it hang out, man. Showcase it. That's a hell of a thing. Be proud of it. That's what I say.
I'm going to go back to Bobby. We'll give him another chance. Bobby, ask for permission, and I'll let you talk to
Oh,
Robbie.
can I speak to? Oh, please, can I speak to Robby, please, Jake, please?
Sure.
Oh, thank God we got rid of him. That's
Hey,
good.
Bobby, what's up?
So Alan's gonna destroy this the running this year. He's gonna do good.
Braylon Allen?
Brandon Allen, yes, I like that kid.
Have you drafted him in any fantasy leagues?
Not yet. I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't, get him in the right spot, though. Round 12, 13. He's going.
He's the backup.
Yeah, he's going late in drafts, too. Like, there's a lot of RB2s going way ahead of him, which is interesting.
People don't. You watch people not understanding the kids running.
Yeah. Do you
He's like Ron Dane. Remember Ron Dane?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got he reminds me of Jacobs a little bit. Not as big, but
Brandon
runs like Jacobs.
Yeah. Remember that Hall of Fame game when Brandon Jacobs first started? At the Hall of Fame game, he ran over everybody. Yeah, well, they're gonna be surprised. Then Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a great year this year.
Who's DJ Quest, by the way? Is that who you said is?
No, Jay Quest.
Jay Quest. Why is he doing this? What's
the guy who plays with his trains all the time?
He's a train enthusiast.
He works at the train depot. So he put that as a joke, but he couldn't change that. So 2 more days, Jay Quest. You better get rid of that name.
You gave him a deadline. Do you have any? Is there going to be any retribution?
Birthday. It's my birthday. That's when his name goes away. That name goes away.
When? When is this? When's your birthday?
2 more days. Thursday.
Oh, listen, Jake, you better have. I know Jake's listening. Jake, you better have something planned for Bobby, or else.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have nothing planned for me.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wear my freaking hat. It's hot, my balls will sweat. Oh, look, I have a fan. I'm Bobby.
It's my show, Bob. And I'm taking it back over.
Is he getting too big? What's going on? Is his star rising?
It's gotten out of control, Robbie. He's become a megastar, and the ego is just off the charts now.
No, I haven't even been invited on his. Actually, he's invited me. I don't want him to. Bobby, I know I was invited, but I haven't been on your show yet, which we got to remedy. It's got to happen soon.
You better go on soon, otherwise your butt will be on a stick like O'Leary.
Yeah, what happened? I remember he wanted to crush O'Leary that one time.
He eventually went on, and they resolved their issues.
Okay, that's good.
Big fella with a super chat just got here. Where are we at on the roster number? I keep checking. We're waiting for the official announcement from the Jets. When we get it, things are trickling in. We've covered the main stuff throughout the stream so far. As soon as we get it, we will break it down live. Fialco in the house with a Asmaniac super chat. He says, Bobby with an Academy Award performance asking to speak to Robbie. Yeah, I didn't sense any sarcasm there when Bobby was asking for permission to speak with you, Robbie. No sarcasm at all.
There's like De Niro and Raging Bull. Those are the vibes I got.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. No doubt. All right, more of your calls right now. We say hello to someone who I believe is in Israel. Hello to David. He's next. David, what do you got for us?
How you doing, Jake? How you doing, Robbie? Listen, I've read that's right. I read Robbie's article about the 53. And he made some really important point that I hadn't realized. He said that running back Cohen is still on the team, although he's on the retired list.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that he could come back mid-season?
Did we lose him?
I think we lost him. But he asked about Tariq Cohen. Any chance he can come back?
It's so funny. I opened up the article once someone brought up numbers to try to see, because I still think they're over 2. They're like 2 or 3 over 53. But yeah, Tariq Cohen is technically still on a reserve retired list, like Malik Taylor is reserve IR, and Jordan Travis is reserve NFI. I don't know the rules exactly. If he could just return, announce he's coming back, but maneuvering would have to happen. But technically, yeah, he's still on the roster as a reserve player.
Matt O'Leary is in the house. He says the beef has been squashed. I had a great time on the Bobby program. Matt, if you want to call in for some quick takes to join us on this mega cast here as we react to the roster, you are always invited. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. We talk Jets each and every day. Help me get to 40,000 subscribers, Jet fans, by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side. Reminder, bonus content available on Patreon. I posted an exclusive Patreon show earlier today, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. For less than a cup of coffee a month, you get bonus content, access to our private Discord. If you're going to any Jet road game and you're trying to link up with fellow Jet fans, we have Jet fans in the Discord going to every game. So join the Discord by gaining access to the Patreon first. Join the Patreon to get in the Discord, and you can connect with your fellow Jet fans. All right, let's get back to your busy telephone calls right now. And we say good afternoon to this guy.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he not sleeping. Adios mio.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
V-Man.
Yeah, I do have some bad news. I did not end up getting a Garrett Wilson jersey, but I did go with Breece Hall. I'm going with Breece Hall instead.
All right, here's what I need you to do, V-Man. I need you to practice for week 1. Give me your best Breece.
All right, hold on. Breece.
Louder.
Breece.
Hold it longer. It's got to be sustained.
Breece.
No, it's got to be more Breece.
No.
Go ahead.
Breece.
No, you're not holding the ease part of it.
All right. Breece.
All right, we'll work on that. We got time before week 1.
I would say that's adequate.
Guys, come on, man! You making me do this on this day of all days?
What do you mean? This is the best day to do it. The Jets roster is set. It's the best team they've had in 15 years. If there was ever a day to go, Breeze, it is this day, V-Man.
Today's my birthday. You make my vocal cords exhausted.
It's your birthday?
Yeah.
Way to bury the lead. Happy birthday, V-Man.
You and Bobby are just 2 days apart. How about that?
Yeah. Bobby also shares a birthday with Michael Jackson.
No kidding.
Thank you.
No, I share a birthday with Lyndon Johnson. Yeah, no.
I'm happy for you.
No, you never looked up to see if you share a birthday with anybody famous?
I have. I think who the hell is it? Britney Spears or one of the
I have. James Gandolfini, big Jet fan.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a solid one.
Yeah, no. I also share a birthday with Pee Wee Herman.
And you got to lead with that one.
You know, not only do I share a birthday, I share a place of birth.
Do you?
Yeah, no.
So what are we doing on the birthday, V-Man? We got a Breece Hall jersey for the birthday. That was the big present.
Well, I also got this because I got to match the jersey.
Now I got the hat. All right.
I'm gonna go out to eat, check out a car show. No, there's nothing too fancy.
Nice. That sounds like a great day.
So,
yeah, no.
By the way, fellas, I'm doing the numbers. They're still over 53. Like
yes.
if it's Izzy, I'm including Charles. He's in there. So Izzy, Brownlee, Newman, and if you have 5 linebackers, which you'd expect.
Hello, Newman.
I think 2 of those 3 are not going to make it. So they're not nearly done yet. I mean, unless more than JBC goes to IR, they're not nearly done.
All right, man. Any other thoughts on your birthday?
Not really, honestly. I can't think of it right now. Just just glad that I can't believe that, it's like we finally are going to be able to talk about real football stuff now.
Yeah.
It's like it just seems like such a long stretch where we were just trying to just find something to talk about. Now we'll be talking about games, breaking down the actual film of these players in action. I just can't wait to see it all.
Now, B-Man, before you go, did you do the pledge today?
Yeah.
What's the pledge?
What's the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to this republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah,
Enthusiastic.
I'm just tired that day. I'm just tired.
Okay. All right, B-Man. Well, have a great birthday, all right?
Thanks.
All right. Happy birthday to B-Man, everyone.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
V-Man and Bobby having birthdays within each other 2 days is fantastic.
That's
Love that.
interesting, I must say.
Mother effing Chew says, I'm getting confused with all the Bobby's nuts. I know who Bobby's left nut is, but who is Bobby's salty nuts? Yeah, two different people.
There's a
yeah.
It's not DJ Jazzy Jeff or whoever he said it was. It's a different person. The right nut.
Did you confuse J Quest for DJ Jazzy
Yes,
Jeff?
J Quest. That's what I meant. That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay.
J Quest doesn't control the right side.
I don't believe so. No.
That's he's got his nuts are making the rounds. Let's say that.
That is true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Jet YouTube royalty on the line. We say hello to the great Matt O'Leary, who joins us now. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, Jake and Robbie? How are you guys?
It's Bobby crushed you, huh?
Yeah, we squashed the beef. He wanted me to come on for a little bit. Was able to go on. When was I on with Jake? What day was that?
I think it was Friday because I tuned in. I caught your appearance on the Bobby show.
It was a great time. And then the chicken nuggets were ready, so I bounced, and it was all good. But I was on for a good 15, 20 minutes hanging out, talking shop. I'm going to be on with Connor on the JetX YouTube channel in about 15 minutes too. So
nice.
All right, Matt, let me ask you some quick hitters because I know you got another appearance. Very busy guy, this Matt O'Leary. Your thoughts on the big three UDFA defensive linemen making this team?
I love it. I'm a big fan of all three of those guys. I thought when looking at the UDFA class, I always kind of go through and try to find someone who I think has a chance to make the roster. And those were three names that really jumped out to me. I like Braden McGregor a lot. Leonard Taylor, for someone who, for most of the process, was looked at as someone who's going to be drafted. And then Eric Watts, I know they gave him a lot of guaranteed money and they were very high on him. So I thought he had a good chance. And, I think all three of them had strong summers. And with Haason Reddick holding out right now, they all have the opportunity to make the team, at least for the short term. So I'm happy for them.
Are we going to ever find out this 53-man roster? What are they waiting for? What are we doing here?
I mean, I think it comes down to unless there's another injury slot we're not looking at other than JBC, I think it's going to come down to one of these guys, Brownlee, Izzy, and Newman.
I keep checking Twitter. I'm waiting for something. While we wait for more, Matt, your thoughts on the bizarre trade that featured the Jets sending Brandon Codrington to the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, a little weird to see an in-division trade like that. I like Codrington. I think he had a strong summer as a returner. Had a few big moments, especially in the Carolina game in the preseason. Unfortunately, with the numbers game that the Jets have with this roster, I just don't think they were going to be able to fit him. So instead of letting him leave for nothing, they get a pick swap trade out of it. And again, like I said, it stinks that it's in division, but I would rather get something for him and have him go in the division than kind of just lose him for nothing anyway. So slight win there for Joe Douglas and the Jets.
Anything else stand out to you about this roster from what we know so far?
Honestly, no. I think the big one was what we just hit on, the three UDFAs making it. I'm kind of just waiting on, really the same thing that you guys are, what they decide to do with the wide receiver room. If like Jason Brownlee makes it, do they carry the fourth running back in Izzy Abanikanda? I've just been refreshing Twitter, watching the Jake Asman show as I do so. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a waiting game, but not too many surprises so far.
Are you a channel member, Matt? I don't know if you have a badge next to your name.
I don't think so. No.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. The listener who gifts Matt O'Leary his channel membership will get any item they want in the jakeasman.com merch store. It is time to to make Matt O'Leary an official Asmaniac. So you gift O'Leary his channel membership, and you pick any item you want in the store, and we send it to you free of charge. Because, man, I appreciate the support, man. I mean, you were there when we were talking about your tiff with Bobby Midnight. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, it was. I always got to keep my ears out, because you never know when Bobby's going to pop on and either throw you under the bus or want my ass on a stick or, whatever. But I'm glad the beef was squashed there. And yeah, I mean, what better to do as I'm waiting for this roster? I want to do my own video, but we don't know the full thing.
The team. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm waiting. Going on, like I said, going on with Connor a little bit, and my guess is we'll still be waiting at that point.
Jake, is there a Bobby's Left Nut replica in the Jake Asman store?
That is currently private information that I can't discuss publicly, but I will tell you it has been discussed. Not publicly.
I create ideas. That's what I do.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, I had another question for you, Matt. Your thoughts on V-Man having his birthday 2 days before Bobby Midnight?
That's incredible. I love it. I also loved instantly dropping who he shares a birthday with. I already forget who. Was it Lyndon B. Johnson?
Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah, Lyndon Johnson. And Pee Wee Herman.
And Pee Wee Herman.
Who's older, V-Man or Bobby?
Bobby's way older.
Yeah, I would think Bobby. Yeah.
V-Man's in his late 20s.
I don't know these people. I'm just trying to ask and trying to get V-Man upset at me because I could see him screaming at the screen right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby's Leg has gifted a channel membership, and it went to Just Endure the Suffering. It did not go to Matt O'Leary, but
that's a shame.
Whoever
Bobby's
does give
Leg.
the membership to O'Leary, congratulations. You'll win something. All right. Well, Matt, I know you got another appearance, so we'll let you run. But if you want to call back in later, if we're still on or we still don't know the roster, you're always invited.
Thanks, guys. Sounds good. Talk to you later.
All right, later, Matt.
Matt O'Leary. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, Matt O'Leary NY. I cannot believe this guy is called in. We have not heard from this guy in a very, very long time. We say good evening to Doug on the bed. Doug, where have you been?
I've had a busy summer. Been doing some stuff, figuring out job stuff. I've had a busy summer. I've been watching the streams, but I just haven't been able to tune in. But I've been watching.
Are you employed, Doug? Have we found a job?
I am employed. I work security at a bar.
Nice.
Hey, you got to come out to T-Squared Social, man. We could do some security that night.
What if it was so easy for me to get to New York? I would, but just other stuff in the car. If you ever come to a Patriots game, though, I live in Boston, so
never.
I don't blame.
Yep.
Yeah, Foxborough. Going to Foxborough is a little. I don't know. It's not exciting for some reason.
No, it's very out of the way too.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All the 3 UDFAs made it. They played great in the preseason. I know preseason doesn't mean much, but they showed that they can be NFL players. So I'm very excited for it. But also on the flip hand of preseason not meaning much. If you guys haven't watched Zach Wilson's tearing it up in Denver, he got away from the Jets and boom, his problems are solved. The Jets are all his problems. It wasn't that he was a terrible NFL quarterback and didn't know what he was doing. It was the Jets, guys, because it's always the Jets' fault. But no, I'm just ready for the season to start. I need it to be ready. I want it to be ready. It sucks that we have to wait till Monday night, but you get to watch Red Zone all day that first Sunday, so that's good. But
it's always great when the Jets are in prime time. It's great for the fan because you get to watch the bulk of Sunday.
It's just tough when it's week 1 though, because you're waiting so long for football, and then you got a full slate, and then you got all day Monday. So it is tough when it's week 1.
That's fair. Oh, we just found out the Cardinals released Michael Carter, the running back.
It's every ex-Jet on a different team has basically been cut in the last 3 days. Mike White, Michael Carter, Denzel Mims.
Yeah, credit to the decisions the Jets have made. I mean, credit to Douglas for
Trey Dean, all these guys.
Yeah. I love that we're in prime time. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome that we're for time, but why couldn't we be the Sunday night opener this year instead of the Monday night opener?
True.
The Lions and Rams been the Monday night game. It's just little things, but yeah, it sucks having to wait for 40 minutes or and a whole extra day to watch it. And
I mean, the worst part is if you're traveling to San Fran and you leave on Sunday, it screws up week 1 entirely. That's the worst part of it.
Yeah, because it just Monday nights suck. And I got a birthday next week, so I'm coming up too. We got a lot of Asmaniac birthdays coming up.
Hey, Doug. Doug, how's the couch before I let you run here?
I don't really sit on it much anymore because I had my TV broke in my living room. So it's I just chill in my room because my TV works better in there. So I'm mostly in my room or I'm at work, or I started walking a lot because I've lost like 10, 15 pounds. So I started walking a lot more.
You handsome son of a gun.
It's
Yeah,
like
I
your
know.
TV's like the sun. Everything orbits around it, basically.
Pretty much,
is what
yeah.
you're
I go where I'm comfortable, and my room is
Okay.
way more comfortable than my couch. But yeah, the couch is been retired. We're gonna put it in the Hall of Fame.
Is it in the rafters?
It's definitely in the rafters. We
All right.
put up a piece of the cloth, hanging it up in the rafters. It's done its good service. But yeah, no, I'm just ready for the season to start. Also, real quick, I know you're a big Yankees fan. How awesome has it been watching Aaron Judge and Juan Soto?
I mean, it's
been awesome. Besides everything else with the team that sucks, but those two, incredible. I love it.
What do you expect? I know Jake's still a diehard. What do you expect them to do in the playoffs? Are you a true believer yet, or no? Will you not be a believer until you see it happen?
I think the thing this year is all the good teams have flaws. There's not like one team that's miles above the rest. Like the Orioles have worse bullpen problems than us. The Dodgers, like they have starting pitching rotation. So I think this is the most open we've seen in the last few years. So can they win it? Yes. I don't know if they will though, because just if they are able to shut down Soto and Judge, like are you comfortable with the Yankees? Anyone else in the lineup picking up the results and picking up the slack? I know it's easier said than done to shut down Soto and Judge, but so I just think it's so open this year. You can't really say yes or no. They're definitively
To me, it's such a. I could never be a true believer for any team, really, because it's such a crapshoot, the playoffs these days. Like anything could happen. The talent really doesn't matter. I mean, let's be honest.
Just get in. Arizona went to the World Series last year. They won 83 games. So
exactly.
It's a crapshoot. The Yankees are flawed, but every team, as Doug said, is flawed.
Every team. It's a completely different game. We talk about the NFL, how much it's changed, roughing the passer. I know it's frustrating. Nothing has changed more than baseball. It's a completely different game.
Mother effing Chew has gifted a channel membership, and it went to listener Florida Jets fan. You're a channel member. Congratulations. Green Empire Lawn Care checks in. I hate to be Little Nut Bobby. A lot of names for this Bobby Nut spinoff going on.
He's got every body part copyrighted.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bonesy's been an Asmaniac for a year. Joey Three Legs made the same trade with the Ravens for Moses that we just did with Buffalo for a UDFA cornerback. Multiple years, we keep more than one DFA. Hashtag Joey Three Legs. Bonesy's a Douglas truther. And while I think Joe Douglas has done overall a very good job with this team, he's not, he's not immune to criticism. That said, he's had a great offseason. This roster is loaded. Now they got to win.
Yeah, I think in terms of drafting and picking talent and doing everything you have to do to override 10 years of just rot and awfulness, which goes beyond talent, by the way. Like Kirk Cousins using McCagnon for a better deal. Like that's the thing. It was beyond just picking talent. Douglas, he's done a ridiculously phenomenal job with talent, but it comes down to, did he pick the right coach? Does he have the right extra supporting stuff that'll help his talent get to the finish line? And I think that's what his legacy will be tied to.
The big fella checks in with a super chat. Jake, my kids are literally in the next 2 days, the 28th and 29th. Well, happy almost birthday to your two kids. What do you think about kicking the tires on Luis Sign, former first round? We talked about this earlier, big fella. I don't think they're going to add to that safety room, but we appreciate the super chat. Hit the like button if you're tuning in right now. We still got 1,200 people watching live as we await official announcements from the Jets specific 53. We do know they're keeping the 3 UDFA defensive linemen and Tack McKinley, which is a big one. All the teams are officially announcing their cuts. We're seeing it all over social media. The team accounts are putting out full roster list. The Jets haven't done that yet. So when we get that, we're going to react as quickly as we can. Lee Van says, I'm holding a circa Yankees World Series ticket. Lee, I remember when you placed that bet. I was there. Let's go, man. I hope the Yankees win it all for you. Vinny, he says, let's go. What are the contract situations for the 3 UDFA defensive linemen, and will Tony Adams be an extension candidate? So Adams has what? One more year left after this year? Maybe after the season, he's an extension candidate.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good call out because, unless he has an all-pro season, which I don't expect, that after this season would be the appropriate time, perhaps. I think he has one more year left after this. So, yeah, it's a good call. I think Adams is a solid choice. What did he say before Adams? Was there another thing?
He was just asking about the contracts for the UDFAs. It's like the league minimum.
Yeah, league minimum. Pretty good signing bonus for UDFAs, and I think that's one thing with the Jets. They get the best UDFAs. I mean, not across the board, but they do really well, and they're okay with going high in the signing bonuses. So yeah, we'll see. I keep searching for any updates and nothing, man. Nothing's coming across.
This comment here from Desert Father is hilarious. Jets waiting for Jake to end the stream before releasing it. Really feels like it. The Jets, they're like the only team to not put out a statement. Like the Giants have their stuff out. Like the Cardinals 9 minutes ago put out their thing.
Maybe they're hard at work because, again, I'm looking at these numbers, right? Okay, the 3 UDFAs with Watts, that's 11 defensive linemen without Reddick, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And so, okay, so if Reddick comes back, you just tie Reddick and Watts together. If you keep 5 linebackers, Surratt and Barnes, okay, then again, it's Izzy, Brownlee, Newman. You can only keep one of those guys. The only way to keep more than one of Izzy, Brownlee, and Newman is if you're going to go shorter somewhere else, like at linebacker, or JBC is joined by someone else on IR. So, hey, it came down in the last moment in terms of trading one of those guys. We'll see.
Harvey says, hey guys, I made it through surgery. Harvey had back surgery earlier today.
Oof.
So everyone in the chat, wish Harvey well. I'm glad you're doing okay, Harvey. That's great news. Speaking of great news, for those who have watched this show, we got a great listener. His name is Keith Best. He always calls in from South Florida. He's been calling us for the last year already in between chemotherapy appointments. We created a GoFundMe 2 days ago for Keith Best. And last I checked, it has over $2,100 raised to help Keith with some of his medical expenses. So if you want to contribute to that GoFundMe, it is linked in the description for the video. And Keith is kind enough to call in post chemo right now. What's up, Keith Best?
Oh my God. And I'm on with Robby. Wow.
Of course, Keith. Come on now.
I spent the morning with 2 kids that are walking through the same thing I'm going through, and I actually spoke at a fundraiser for the kids with cancer in Palm Beach County last Thursday night. There was 220 kids in there, and I had to go up to each one of those to tell you that I inspire you. You got to be inspired, and that I'm here for you. It's just like this chat here. This chat here is totally incredible. I was on this morning show. Jake had me on, and I had a guy that's from Jersey. And he got on, his name's Henry, and he was like, wow, this is incredible, because I played him the video back afterwards. And I had a lady down here that's visiting from Jersey down here, and she's like, oh, where do I know you from? And I said, the Jake Asman show. And I had my t-shirt on, and she was like, she's down here visiting her grandmother who's faltering and what have you. And, we're all going to die one day. But I was just like, isn't this really cool, Spud? This is what we do. And this is how we connect with one another. Because you never know what day it is going to be for you or me or what have you. But I cursed on your show 2 days ago, and I apologize to everybody, but I wanted Aaron to just walk into Woody's office and say, write the guy a $5 million check. Now, I haven't raised that kind of money through you here. If I did, I'd turn around and I'd call Reddick on the phone and say, here you go. Here's your check. But it doesn't work that way. But I don't know. I woke. You know what? Kevin, Chef Kevin says it best. I think about this every morning. I woke up this morning, and there's great value in that. I get up. I know you're not a morning person, Jake. I am. I get up at like 5:30, and but I don't know. Sometimes I really want to see everything that I have watched all summer long transpire into a ring. And that means the Super Bowl ring. And I already told you that we're going to beat 49ers 35-10. I've made a commitment that we're going to be 15-2. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know where that inspiration comes from, but I've been going to these games since I'm a little boy. My dad brought me into Shea Stadium when I was 9 years old. And you wonder what transpires out of all of this. The hype, the media. The media in New York is crazy. I live in Dolphinsville. I'm in West Palm Beach. I'm an hour away from Miami. But you got to understand something. All my neighbors here in my building, I'm on the Intercoastal. I have a nice apartment, blah, blah, blah. But everybody's a Miami Dolphins fan. And when they see me
here's what's going to happen. The Jets are going to play the Dolphins on December 8th. I will meet you in person, and we will watch the Jets defense make Tua run for his life.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? He's going to die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
Folks, I put the link to the GoFundMe in the chat, and during that call with Keith, we had 3 separate listeners donate $10, $10, and $25. So that's awesome. Shout out to everyone who's contributed to the GoFundMe. Breaking news, the Jets official 53, Robbie.
You got
just posted, so let's go through it here. We finally...
Where'd you see it? Let me check my email.
The Jets posted it themselves.
They posted it?
On Twitter. I didn't get the PR email yet, but here it is. Official announcement from the Jets. Jets move 37 to get their roster to 53. Green and white keep 10 defensive linemen, 7 wide receivers, and 2 quarterbacks. So let's get into it right now.
Brownlee. 10 D linemen. Who didn't I just say 11?
10. I'm looking to see what we have right here.
3, 4,
Hold
5,
on.
6, 7, 8, 9. There's someone. Did Solomon make it? Someone didn't make it that we thought would make it then.
Let me see. Wide receivers, 7 receivers.
So Brownlee, yep.
Brownlee made the team.
Is he?
And so did Herb Charles.
Did Izzy? 3 or 4 running backs.
Let's see. Izzy made the team.
Okay, so 4 running backs. How many linemen? 9 linemen or 10 with Newman?
10 offensive linemen.
So they got Newman on there.
Newman is on there. Yep.
4 linebackers or 5? Might just be. Where are they getting these numbers?
Sam McGuavin got released.
Okay, so there's 5 with Barnes and Surratt.
Yes.
Is Solomon Thomas on there?
He should be. Yeah, he's not coming up as a cut for me.
Who the hell am I? I count 11 with the 3 UDFAs.
Well, are you counting Reddick? Because
no. Let me see. Let me double check.
Okay. I have your answer. Jets placed Lakey Fotu and Kenny Yeboah on IR. So
okay.
There's your answer. So
that makes a lot of sense because you're spouting at these numbers. I'm like, how the hell are they keeping all these guys? Okay, so Yeboah and Fotu. Okay, makes sense.
Yep. Well, it just used IR to stash 2 guys.
No JBC. No JBC on IR.
No. So
wow. Okay.
Okay. If Fotu's on IR, then get ready for Leonard Taylor to play.
So 6 cornerbacks, 4 safeties, right?
Yes, that sounds right. I'm going through it in real time here. But there was always a chance they would have like the phantom. I don't want to say it's phantom. I'm sure it's a real injury, but I have no idea if Fotu and Yeboah actually need to be out 4 weeks. It was probably just roster gymnastics.
Right, which is interesting, especially with Fotu. Oh, is Ferkser on the roster?
He might be.
Sefcik made it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Don't listen to me, folks. I was looking at the cut list.
Tight ends. Hold on. This is such a. Can the Jets just give us a full roster and not this nonsense they put in the article here where we got to do the fluff piece at the beginning?
I know. Ferkser was on the waived release list. However, if they didn't replace Yeboah, they have 2 tight ends and no fullbacks. How is that possible?
Here are the headlines for those tuning in. All right, I'm just going to go through it and then we'll react. We'll take some of your calls here as we, an hour and 20 minutes in, finally got the Jets to announce their roster. Taylor, Watts, McGregor, all on the team. Tack McKinley on the team. Jets are keeping 10 defensive linemen. Now, Jermaine's listed as a linebacker. We know he's an edge rusher. So
okay.
He's included in the 10.
That's the 11th. Gotcha.
Yep, that's the 11th. Wide receivers, the big 5 plus Brownlee plus Gibson on the initial 53. Running back wise, big 3, the 2 rookies, of course. Israel Abanikanda made the team. 2 quarterbacks, Rodgers and Tyrod. They cut the 2 other quarterbacks. My guess is they'll try and get Martinez on the practice squad. Fotu, Yeboah on IR, Jordan Travis on reserve non-football injury list. That's basically the team in a nutshell. We know Codgerton got traded, and they basically created 2 spots with the IR.
Created 2 spots with the IR. I'm going through it. There might be one other. Let me see.
They could still trade Izzy Abanikanda, but he's on the team for now.
The 2 questions for me right now are tight end.
Ferkser got cut. He's not on the team.
Okay. So how in the hell are they're not done. I mean, you can't roll with just 2 tight ends and no fullback. And did Barnes and Surratt both make it? I see Surratt. I think I already saw Barnes.
Jalen Key officially waived. So was Zach Kunst.
Yes.
So let's see.
Okay. They need a tight end. Now, their plan probably is whoever they have on practice squad, Sefcik or Ferkser or whoever, they'll just elevate them in week 1 if they can't figure out a more long-term plan before then, because Yeboah is going to be out for 4 weeks at least. But yeah, that's where they're light. That's where they're sacrificed with Yeboah going to IR.
All right, a couple super chats here. Jets officially have their 53 announced. Cool Hand with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Cool Hand. Appreciate you. What's up, Jake and Robby? Do you think Izzy gets traded? They pick up a veteran more than 3 years. Do you think the trade with the Bills will come back to haunt us on Monday night? Because I'm going to that game. It better not come back to haunt them. Yeah, that's the old school Jet fan thinking there.
I'm sorry, what, Codrington it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like one of those fantastic calls when I remember someone called into Francesa, hey, what do you think Rod's going to do tonight in the game? You don't know. Like, hey, all I can say is don't have the old school mindset. It ain't going to happen. That's all.
I don't think Izzy's getting traded, by the way. I think he makes the team.
I do too. At this point, I do too. But
they would have been able to find a trade partner by now if he was getting traded. That's my take on it.
Agreed. And they're gonna have to figure something out at tight end. I'd be stunned if Sefcik doesn't land on the practice squad. Ferkser as well. But he's a veteran guy. There might be interest elsewhere, but we'll see. There's always maneuvering in terms of grabbing guys and saying, hey, this is our plan. You're gonna do this, and we're gonna figure that. I wouldn't be shocked if that's with Sefcik and Ferkser right now.
Nick Shine's watching the show. He says Jermaine has to be listed as a linebacker in order to have number 11.
Yes, that's why Saleh allowed Huff to do it first, and then Jermaine, after his rookie year, followed suit. They allowed him to go from DL to linebacker for the number.
Rick Kent has gifted 5 channel memberships.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
Damn. Mercy Fate, Dorcas Bella, a Jake Asman fan, MKMK, Brian A, all channel members. All right, Robbie, a couple minutes left with you, then we'll let you run. I appreciate you hanging out for as long as you did. We finally got this roster here. Barney Miller says, why do we keep Clemens? He never gets sacks, over pursues, gets in fights. Does Woody like his baseball bat photos or something? I don't get it. We talked about this earlier, Barney. I appreciate the super chat. The view of Clemens by many in the fan base is not how the coaching staff clearly feels about him.
Yeah, I mean, he's all things considered, again, he's the polarizing guy in Jets land. He's just one of those guys.
They like him against the run, and McDonald will be the situational pass rusher. That's how they're going to probably handle it until Reddick is ready to be a full player.
Correct. Clemens will be the starter in base. Look for McGregor, maybe getting some time there. McDonald as well. And then McDonald and Tack will probably be the first two in sub opposite JJ.
Barney says tight end return of Uzama. The Jets bring back CJ Uzama. They're a clown organization. Not happening.
Not going to happen. I doubt it. Doubt it.
Not happening. All right. Let's make sure we didn't miss anything here. I'm going to check Twitter one more time. Make sure we have covered the bases here with Mr. Sabo. I think we're good. I think we are good. All right, Robbie. JetsXFactor.com. Plug the site. Tell everyone watching. There's 1,252 people tuned in right now what they need to know.
Yeah, JetsXFactor.com. Become a member on the site or YouTube. We just opened that up last week for our film stuff. And the film videos live on both the site and YouTube, so you can become a member on each side, on each platform. The site membership gets a lot more written articles and stuff, but the YouTube membership has live streaming stuff. So you make the call and check out. I think he's still going now. So once Jake's done, check out Connor Long on the JetX YouTube channel. He's bringing in a lot of guests.
Robbie, excellent job out of you, sir.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Sabo, JetsXFactor.com. One of the greats with us there. I'll stay on a little while longer. Open up the hotline still, Gusbuster hotline if you want in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We talk Jets every day, twice a day, especially now that the football season's here, 7 days a week. It's going to be nonstop. Watch party, Monday Night Football. RSVP, if you're coming to T-Squared Social in Midtown, spread the word to every Jet fan in the tri-state. This is the place to be for every Jet home game, but especially this first one. Plus, make sure you are aware that we have a watch party for week 2 as well. So back-to-back weeks to kick off the season with the Asmaniacs. Big-time watch party. If you were unaware on what happens at one of these things, I'd take you back to the preseason watch party we did for the Jet-Panther game. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's go, baby. RSVP, if you're coming, it's going to be a blast. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. We will have a big-time giveaway as well. Our first giveaway, listener Tom Ace was the recipient of a signed Garrett Wilson football. We got plenty of big things in store for this one. Hit the like button if you're tuned in. Jet fans, I ask you the question, your thoughts on the initial 53. The big takeaway for me is I don't think there's any major surprises. I'm not shocked they went with Herb Charles and Brownlee. I would have been okay if they moved on from Herb Charles, but I think Brant Boyer is a believer in Herb, and I think he's got a lot to say. I also am not surprised Izzy made this team. I think he earned it. If you were not going to keep Izzy Abanikanda after the preseason he had, what was the point? 6 yards a carry, no penalties, no drops, scored 2 touchdowns. What more could he have done? And he plays a position where there's always injuries. As much as we love Brees and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, you never know when you might need Izzy, especially if you want to have a long season that goes into January, maybe into February. So I'm in. I'm in on that. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. Gusbuster hotline link is open. If you don't know what that means, it means you click the link that's pinned in the comments and you can sign in and join the program. Lot still to talk about here in regards to the Jet roster. Over the coming days, we'll see if they add anyone else to this team. The Reddick situation now is the biggest story worth following. Because you're talking about a roster spot that will go to him when he shows up? And then who loses their job? That's the question. We know that they created 2 spots with Fotu and Yeboah going on IR, so they're out 4 weeks. That allowed them to keep the 3 UDFAs on the D-line. The other thing to look out for is they only have 2 tight ends on the roster with Yeboah going on IR. So that's a position to watch tomorrow for waiver claims. I talked about it this morning. I talked about it with Robby just now. The 2 spots I thought the Jets might be active on the waiver wire is receiver, which I don't think they will be now because they're keeping 7, and tight end. The focus should be on tight ends. Which tight ends got released around the league? Do not say CJ Uzomah. He's not coming back. All right. With all due respect. Nice guy. Not very good at football. Not very good. Greg says, the tack attack starts Monday night. McKinley's going to play, man. He's going to play. Travis says, 1 Jets drive today. Yeah, they had Rodgers mic'd up for the joint practice. That's going to be sick. That is going to be sick. Joe says, I can see the Jets picking up another tight end on waivers. Completely agree. Quite frankly, I'd be surprised if they didn't. All right. They have 2 tight ends on the roster. 2. You need more than that. I'm checking Twitter here to see what else we need to know. Non-Jet related, but it does impact the Jets. OBJ is starting the year on the PUP list for the Dolphins. So he's out the first 4 games. Once again, you knock on wood between now and the start of the season, the Jets could stay as healthy as they currently are. Michael Carter was the one injury you were like unsure about. He should be ready for week 1. So we will see. If you're tuned in live right now, please hit that like button. David Aaron says, did Bawden make the 53? He got cut weeks ago. Dave, you mean Bawden on the Texans? I think he got cut by the Texans. Steve says, Brownlee is a 0. I would have been fine if they moved on from him, but I'm also not going to lose sleep over wide receiver 6. Duncan says, how's Reddick being handled from a roster perspective right now? He doesn't count on the 53. He's on the NFI list. He doesn't, or the NFI/DNP list, or DNR, did not report list, whatever they qualify it. Ryan says, Watts probably goes to the practice squad of Reddick shows. It's probably Watts. I would agree. Based on what we know about the roster, it's probably Watts. Troy says, Saleh clearly picks favorites. He's the head coach. Yeah. He's going to pick the players he thinks fit him and the team. That can't be a real comment. Saleh clearly picks favorites. He's the head coach of the team. You bet your ass he picks guys that he thinks make the most sense for the team.
Just shut the fuck up. I did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, so shut the fuck up.
I mean, yeah. That would make sense. More calls right now. We say hello to Edward Ziff. Hello, Edward. Hey, I just signed in. Edward, I can barely hear you.
I just signed in.
There it is. Now he's ready to call some plays. All right, what are we running? Play 1, Monday night. Give it to us.
We are going to have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen in the backfield. We're going to be running a 22 package with 2 tight ends and 2 running backs. And it's going to be a play action pass to Garrett Wilson in the slot.
You heard it here first. OC Edward Ziff checking in. You got anything else for us, Edward?
Not much. I was watching you earlier with Boy Green, and that was interesting. I just got off with Boy Green. Everyone was like going, "What the hell's going on with the Jets? Why are they so slow in announcing the team?"
They thought they could wait out this stream, and I said, "Watch, I'll go for 2 hours plus if I have to."
right? I think what they did was they were holding back, let the other teams that wanted to jump really bad at the available players, let them lock them into their 53-man roster, and then we start releasing our players because we have premium backups.
Well, but here's the flaw in that. The NFL teams all knew the Jets cuts because they had to be in at 4. It's in like their internal system. The media didn't know, and the Jets didn't. The fans didn't know because they didn't publish it yet.
Oh, so all the teams know at the same time. I didn't know that.
Yes, it has to be in the NFL system by 4.
Okay. Well, I don't know that. Well, that was our fan theory, so it was fun.
Well,
sometimes we're just goofy and we have fun. I mean, you're a serious guy and you have like a lot of serious football content, but sometimes your show's just downright goofy. Like that knucklehead with the restaurant and everything. That was crazy. That was the funniest shit I ever saw.
Knucklehead with the rest. Are you talking about Scott?
Yeah, that was the funniest show I ever saw you do.
Yeah,
with everyone getting was it like lifts and Ubers going to the restaurant? That was hysterical.
Oh, are you talking about Charles Gorman?
I think it was. Yeah, didn't he have a beef with the shoe salesman guy?
The shoes. Oh, are you talking about Mr. Bonesy versus Neil in the shoe sale?
Yeah. When he had that beef with him, that show was hysterical.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about.
I was like, "What the hell am I watching?" That was funny as hell, man. That was just good, clean, just stupid fun. It was funny. I loved it.
I'll tell you what, Edward. I appreciate you calling in, man. Good to hear from you. The show is always serious, though. I don't know what Edward's talking about.
Look, I'm going to turn around.
Keep mooning us. There we go.
No. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for yesterday. I was trying to show off the name on my jersey, but my desk chair doesn't swivel. So I got up and I showed off my butt.
Yeah, I mean, we don't mess around on this show. It's hardcore sports talk, baby. Always. We don't mess around. You sleeping, Bob?
I'm in the orange chair. Hi, Aurora. This is for you, sunshine.
How does it feel?
Good. You're welcome, sweetheart. You're a good girl. Sunshine.
Bobby serenaded me last night on his channel.
When I think about you, I touch myself.
Wow. Serious show, folks. Serious show. We're going through more of the roster stuff around the league. I'm trying to see what tight ends are available. The Jets are going to add a player tomorrow. I think it's going to be a tight end. And then who do you cut? That's the question after that. More calls right now. We say hello to Rob, the Jet fan. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Jay. How's it going, buddy? Happy that they kept those D tackles and defensive ends. So it's going to be exciting to see if any of them make any noise. I liked it. And you know that I'm happy about Izzy making the team. They should at least give him a chance. You know, hopefully he's not trade bait or anything like that. He stays on the team. So kind of happy with what they did. They are going to be thin in the tight end position, so they're probably going to have to pick someone up, or maybe like when everyone makes their 53-man roster, something falls through and they pick someone up.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking for a veteran to be added, it starts and ends at tight end. They only got 2 on the roster.
Exactly. I'm sorry, Jake, that I have to call up about a little bit of a beef that I have with Jake Quest, a.k.a. Bobby's Balls.
I believe it's actually Bobby's left nut.
Yeah, whatever. But he's a bit of a clown, and I didn't like the sarcastic remarks that he said to me on the chat. You know, he called me a meathead, which I didn't really appreciate. You know, here's the same jerk off who sits there and does laundry for his wife, or he gets his ass kicked in, or he's mowing the lawn, or he's running out every 5 minutes. So he's got a lot of nerve and a lot of nuts of his own to say things about me and stuff. But, you know, next time, tell him to man up and say it to my face. Tell him.
Rob, do you think it's possible he's just trolling with you?
Possibly, but I don't know, Jake. know him that well that I appreciated from him. I met him once for like 30 seconds. If it's you, I'm cracking up. If it's Bonesy, if it's Neil, I don't really know him that well. You're possibly right. But I mean, next time he's got to like pick his words a little bit more carefully and not talk to people that he doesn't know that well and insult them like that. I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way, to be honest with you.
Well, Rob, this is a safe space. I appreciate you airing it out. I'll tell you, though, Jay Quest is a known jokester. All right. This is the same guy that once called into WFAN and pranked their overnight host. There were 2 listeners of mine who called WFAN asking 2 separate hosts if the Jets should take Knoble, and each host was like, they were stumped. They're like, I haven't done enough draft prep. I'm unaware. And they're reciting lines from the show.
John and Seaford, what's up, bud?
A lot of these Jet fans out there want Brock Bowers.
Yes, that is the sexy name surrounding the Jets.
I think the 3 options you go, O-line, receiver, or if Knoble out of college is there, you got to take Knoble. 5'7", 198, plays both sides of the ball. Not sure if you know him. Mel Kiper had him top 15 pick. What are your thoughts on Knoble?
I don't know him that well. I'll be totally honest with you. Bro, I got to do more draft prep. I don't know, you said he plays both sides of the ball. Makes me think, who plays both sides of the ball in the NFL?
Jay Quest is a bit of a jokester, Rob. I wouldn't worry. His name is Bobby's Left Nut. I think that is a dead giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, Gator put the PDF of all the cuts. We can't see him. It's too tiny. Here's everyone who got cut. Here's everyone who's on the actual roster. Actually, it's reversed. I think this is everyone who might be on the roster. Yeah, this is the roster. You can't see it. It's too tiny. You get the point. I mean, there's no right way to do this. There's no real surprises other than what we've been talking about for 2 hours. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We get back to your calls right now. We say hello to Johnny Boy. Hello, Johnny.
What up, Jake? They let go of my guy Kuntz, man.
He
I'm
sucks.
crying.
He sucks. He can't catch. He can't really block. All right. Maybe he's back on the practice squad, but he's not ready to be an NFL tight end.
Nah, you're right. You're right. I have to say it. I mean, after that drop ball that was thrown to him that he couldn't even get. But anyways, I'm happy with the 53-man roster, bro. It looks good, man. There's nothing out there that I'm like, oh my God, well, why this or why that? Hey man, this is gonna be our Super Bowl championship roster right here, man. So we got it, bro.
This is the most talented team they've had in at least 15 years. I mean, where's the weakness on this team? On paper, they're maybe the most talented team in the conference. You really could argue it.
Agreed, 100%, man. And the 3 undrafted free agents that we picked up and they made a team, it speaks volumes, man. So I'm excited. I cannot wait. Now we just gotta wait 2 more weeks now, right? Well, a couple more weeks or whatever.
13 days
for the season to start. And we got this, man. So, hey, I'm gonna send you a picture later, bro, of Addison. She's wearing the
onesie?
Onesie. It fits her now.
That's awesome. Congrats, man. That she's growing so fast.
Dude, is she, man? She's already over 10 pounds and she's 24 inches long. So she's a big girl.
Johnny, can't wait to see that photo, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Johnny Boy checking in. Tremendous. Purple Belt Mike says, why are we calling Rob Meatball? Got Italian racism around here? God. Chicken Jenkins says, Meatball Rob, best tight end in NFL. Kurkowski? Bilal Hader writes in, with Fotu out 4 weeks, I'm hyped that Taylor's going to be active from the start. Hope we get some Quinn and Taylor interior pass rush snaps. I think you might see some of that, but Kinlaw is going to be next to Quinn in most of it. I am very excited that Taylor played well enough to make the team. He earned it. He was awesome. He really is. Big fella. Italian is not a race at Purple Belt Mike. LOL. It's a good point. That is a good point. Julio says, damn, we didn't keep Chernobyl. Do you mean Knoble, Julio? Either way, I appreciate it. Hey, shout out to Mike. He has a nice comment. He says, "You give me something to help me get me through the day. Thank you. My problems and I have something to make up the." Well, Mike, I don't know what the end of that means, but I appreciate the support. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. Nearly a 2-hour stream. The Jet roster finally was announced. The initial 53. The storyline to watch is 1. Do they claim a tight end? They only have 2 on the roster. Storyline number 2. Does Reddick show up? Who loses their job if he does? I think it's probably Eric Watts. 3. When you look at the practice squad, who did they cut that they then can add to the squad? We'll know that tomorrow. You can add up to 16 players to the practice squad. That's key. All right. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, sing along.
B-Mac, look at my TV. B-Mac, I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets, go Jets.
Hey Jake, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is B-Mac, the real B-Mac, not C-Mac, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this has nothing to do with the 53 men, but just, I don't get why Jet fans can't allow to be excited about this, about the season, because I've been hearing a whole bunch of negativity from some Jet fans, the media people, like Jeff Darlington this morning said that, he's sick of tired of hearing about how good the Jets are going to be. Just go out there and show us. Like, I know it's like, oh, that the Jets are gonna jet. Like, what's your opinion on this? That Jets, like the Jet fans can be excited because something's gonna go on.
Well, I think we are excited. I can't control what people in the national media say about the team. The Jets aren't telling everyone how good they are. And we as fans just see the talent. We watched the team win 7 games with a traffic cone at quarterback the last 2 years. They have Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor. Like, they should be at least a 10-win team at the bare minimum.
And then the other thing is that what impact of Rodgers being fully coming off an Achilles is going to have on him, because people are saying, well, the one negative is that he's fully coming off an Achilles. Do what impact would that have?
I've watched him in person 5 times this summer. I have seen no impact from the injury. Maybe he's not as mobile as he once was, but that was the case during his age 37 and 38 seasons when he was the MVP of the league 2 straight years. So I think he's healthy. I think he's in great shape. I don't think the injury has anything to do with how he's going to play this year at all. Like, he doesn't have a history of injuries. So if he just could stay healthy, I think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league again.
That's it, Jake.
B-Mac, thank you.
B-Mac, hey, you hater guy. Allen sucks and JJ can kiss my ass before I wipe.
Thank you for that one, JJ or B-Mac, who's not a big JJ guy. All right. A couple super chats here. Rapid fire. Edward, where's the NFL cut list posted? Try NFL.com, Edward. They got like the cut list tracker. Oscar the Grouch says, Rob, don't take things too seriously, champ. We all laugh and joke, but we're one big happy Jets family. I love each and every one of you. If Oscar the Grouch loves you, that's when you know. Brazil Jets with a $2 super chat. Almost a subway ride. Thank you, Brazil. Julio says, I think Izzy's trade bait. Sadly, Cowboys want him. I don't think they're trading him. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. I thought Zach Wilson was going to be a good quarterback, so it will happen again. Just Endure the Suffering has gifted 1 channel membership.
Oh, nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the membership is Yonan Aran, and Just Endure the Suffering got a membership earlier, so he's paying it forward. Love it. Big Fella writes in, Jake, we need a C-Mac update from B-Mac. C-Mac is dead. He is no longer with us. I hope to never see him again. What a show. Let's see. Yonatin says, feels good to be an Asmaniac. How do I say your name? Yonatan? Yonatatan? Were any of my attempts close? Barney, what's up with Martinez and Peasley? They both got cut. I'd imagine they're going to try and add Martinez to their practice squad as one of their 16 players. Weed the People says, damn, I'm late. Weed, if you call in, you go right to the front of the line. Clancy says, we don't need Rodgers to be Lamar. AR going to cook. Yeah, he just needs to go out there and just dominate from the pocket, which is something he did in his MVP years. He doesn't need to be running around. And by the way, he still can extend plays. It's not like he's a statue. Rodgers is way more athletic at his age than Brady was at his, or Peyton was at his, or Breeze. I watched Rodgers 5 times in person this summer. He looks like Aaron Rodgers. And everyone who has seen Rodgers has told you there's no signs of a guy who looks old. Now, how does he react when he gets hit? That will be the test, but I think he's going to be fine. Murph is up next. What's up, Murph?
Hey, Jake. How's it going, buddy?
Murph, I'm living the dream, man.
Yeah, I feel it. Hey, so just a couple things I wanted to touch on. Obviously, you mentioned that only 2 tight ends on the roster. Seems like we got to pick somebody up. I mean, in the meantime, until Yeboah gets back. A couple guys I noticed that have been released, like notable names, is Donald Parham from, I think, the Chargers, and Logan Thomas. Would you be interested in either of those two?
I don't know enough about either to know if they're washed or not. I know the names, but, like, why did they get cut? What was the situation?
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend and try to speak on that myself either. I was just curious. And then the other thing is we got 5 linebackers on the roster. Do you think that Surratt and Barnes earned their position strictly because they were playing well on the defense, or you think it was a special teams thing?
I think both, but they had really good camps too, to be fair. They both look very good this summer.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought, honestly, even beyond their depth, I thought even like Egwavoen and Jackson Sermon, I thought all of our linebackers looked good.
Yeah,
and that's just a testament to our coaching staff, honestly.
They know how to coach ball, man. The linebackers especially. Right. I mean, look how good Jamie and Sherwood has developed, and he was a converted linebacker. He was a safety.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Jake, that's all I had for you, buddy. I just want to check in and see your thoughts.
Murph, I appreciate it, man. Great call. I mean, the depth on this team, I mean, there's a reason why we're talking about the roster being as good as it is. FPP has gifted 1 channel membership. Let's see who got it. Listener Anthony Moore is now in as Maniac. Welcome. Here's what I want to do right now. All right. I want to do a giveaway because I want to thank the 1,000 people who are still watching. If you don't follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Jake Asman for both, follow me right now and I'll add your name to a list for a random name generator. And if you win, any item you want in the Jake Asman merch store is coming your way. You want a coffee mug, you want a tank top, bucket hat, hoodie, t-shirt, polo, any item. You got to follow at Jake Asman on Twitter, at Jake Asman on Instagram. You'll get 2 chances to win. Plus, if you follow at Jake Asman Show on each, guess what? 2 more chances to win. So by following up to 4 accounts, your name is entered 4 separate times for a chance to win a free item of your choice in the merch store. It's that easy. It's just my name, at Jake Asman or at Jake Asman Show on each platform. Done. More calls right now. We say hello to Weed the People. Hello, Weed. Weed, what's going on? Yeah? I can't hear you, Weed.
My bad. I'm stoned.
There you go. You stoned? No way.
Yeah, no, dude. Who would have thought? Yeah. Jake, how excited are you for next week? Or 2 weeks?
I'm very excited. I'm excited for next week, too.
Yeah. Can't wait, man. So close. So close. Jake, I can't wait till we hook up this season because I'm gonna get you really, really stoned. And Carly too.
Weed, thank you for your contributions to today's show. Ladies and gentlemen, Weed the People. Incredible. God. Michael says still no official list. There is an official list. Go to Jets.com. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls. We say hello to Julius Pimpin. Hello, Julius.
Yo, what's up, Jake? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
Hey, man. First of all, thanks for taking my call. First time, long time. I guess that's the right saying, right? I've been listening for a while. I've never called in.
Yeah, I love it, man. So first time caller, long time listener, as we say on the radio.
Yes. So, first of all, I am so excited for the season. That's why I had to call in. I'm looking at the cuts. No surprise there. Like, even though we have Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback, we got G5 on the outside, Mike Williams. It's obvious what type of team we trying to build. We kept 10 D linemen, 4 running backs, revamped offensive line. Yo, we're going to beat the shit out of people. That's the goal. That's obviously the goal. We're going to pound teams into the damn ground. It's gonna be sexy.
No, at times it should remind a lot of people of the last time the Jets had that philosophy.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
Exactly. But look at the quarterback we have this time around.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Believe me, I know. I've waited a long time to watch this guy play football, man. We all have.
Yeah, my whole damn life, basically. But yeah, that's all I had to say, man. Soup for the season. Hopefully, I'm down in North Carolina now. I'm a Jersey kid, but hopefully I get to meet you or come to one of the meetups at some point this season.
Well, I'll tell you what, Julius, if you're not on my Patreon, get in there, get in the Discord, and then anytime we plan something, you'll hear about it first before the general public.
All right. I love it.
Appreciate it. Julius Pimpin, check it in. A first-time caller, long-time listener. Love it. Shout out to all our first-time callers. If you want in, you go right to the front of the line if you've never called before. If I don't recognize the name, I'm going to you quick. All right. Going to end the show in a couple minutes. The last chance to get in here. Jets initial 53 finally released. Shout out to everyone watching live right now. Please click the thumbs up button. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. Helps us continue to grow each and every day. If you're new to the show, this is my full-time job, but you also could hear me on ESPN New York, ESPN National, SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, and SiriusXM NFL Radio. So you don't just get me on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello to one of the hardest workers in New York City.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy. Jake, my brother.
Uh-oh, it's the end of the day. If the tie is off, Bonesy's ready to leave the shoe store.
You know it. I'm about to go catch the train. Just wanted to call in and say what's up. We've been waiting on this 53 for a while. It's cool to see it come to fruition. I'm still shocked about Izzy. I'm glad to be wrong. Hopefully, let's see what happens if he doesn't get traded. Maybe just got to give people time to develop, because that's what we do. We develop talent. And I just want to give a shout out to Joe Douglas and Salah for, this is the second year in a row we're keeping multiple UDFAs that are developing. And you got to have faith, man. We develop talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But even look, we're keeping Gibson and Brownlee again. They're still on the roster. They're probably, just got to let people develop. When Robby says all that stuff about Brownlee, he's got rare traits. That's what we do. We find rare traits and we develop them. So just very excited and can't wait, baby. We got 13 days left, and T squared will be chilling like Matt Dillon on penicillin. You know what I'm saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bonesy, check it in. All right, be excited, Jet fans. Let's go. They got the team. Here's another view of the roster. We'll see if this is a little clearer. This is from Gator here. No real surprises. The bottom right with Fotu and Yeboah is the surprise that opened the door for 2 more spots to be created. So Fotu and Yeboah out at least the first 4 games on IR. Jordan Travis can be taken off the reserve NFI list when he's cleared. So maybe late in the year he gets some practice reps on the scout team or whatnot. But 2 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 7 receivers, 2 tight ends. Look for them to maybe add someone there. or add someone to the practice squad that they can elevate on game day. That's probably the approach. 10 O-linemen. Newman ultimately winning the final O-lineman job. 6 edge rushers, defensive ends. 4 defensive tackles. 4 linebackers. 7 corners / DBs, because Isaiah Oliver is like a safety / corner. I'd list him as a safety here on this. It says 3 safeties. I'd make it 4. Isaiah Oliver would be the 4th safety next to Davis. And then the 3 guys on specials, Zerline, Morstead, and Hennessy. Longest tenured Jet, Thomas Hennessy. Oh, by the way. So keep that in mind. More calls right now. Dre Day's up next. What's up, Dre Day?
Yo, Jake, what's going on, brother? I ain't really got too much to say. I just got a couple of numbers to drop. 53 locked in, 13 days to go, 14-3, baby. Jets, 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 Jets. I'm out of here.
Dre Day, from your lips to God's ears, man. Love it. Let's go. Let's go. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. Damn. Mercy Fate writes in, all these UDFAs that have talent bodes well for the future. Hope they win now so we don't have to have a major shakeup. Tired of starting over. Well, you got to have a quarterback to win. They have one. And they have a legit backup in case you can't play every game. So that's where it starts. Oscar writes in, I can't wait to hear Gary's excuse when Jeremy Rucker gets 600 receiving yards and has 5 touchdowns this season. Meanwhile, Bowers has been struggling throughout Raiders camp with catching the ball. Look, Brock Bowers is a better player than Jeremy Ruckert, but the Jets' decision to take Olu Fashanu was the right one then. It looks even better now. Let's be clear. This guy being able to play left and now right tackle is huge. He's looked the part this summer. He's your long-term answer at the tackle spot. You know, it's interesting. Tyron Smith's first ever game in the NFL was against the Jets on 9/11 in 2011. That great comeback win the Jets had to start that season. He started at right tackle that night for Dallas. Olu could fill in at right tackle or left tackle. So the positional depth they have on the O-line, I mean, so much better than where it's been. It's like not even close. You can't even compare it. Let's see. Bunch of you followed me on Twitter. I'm going to add all your names to the random giveaway at Jake Asman if you want in. Same with Instagram at Jake Asman there too. Just making sure we didn't miss anything here. Here's a stat on the Jets-Bills trade from Rich Samini. Until today, the Jets and Bills have not made a trade since 1987, when the Bills sent defensive lineman Don Smith to the Jets for a 1988 conditional pick. The teams actually made 7 trades in the 60s and 70s. That's when there was like no teams, you know? You're still the AFL days. Nick Faria, who will join us at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. That was redundant when I said a.m. tomorrow morning. But anyway, 10:30 tomorrow morning with Faria. He tweets, the only major takeaway to have about the Jets 53-man roster is this group is the most talented the franchise has had in some time, maybe ever. This team better win this year, man. I cannot go through hell like last year if they don't win. There's no excuse. Win. 11 wins, minimum. 12-5, AFC's champions, playoff run. Let's go. We all agree this team is stacked. Now get it done. Mr. Reality says, Tyler Guyton is better than Olu. Olu was a reach. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Reality just paid $2 to be sent to a place we like to call the home.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Clown comment. We have no idea what Guyton is, what Olu is yet. We do know Olu's looked awesome in camp. We do know that players like Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses have raved about his future and his potential. Guyton might end up being a great player, but to call Olu a reach at this point, before anyone's even played a regular season game, is lunacy. Mike B with a $20 super chat. I'll tell you what, Mike, your super chat's going to be put to good use. I am going to have the fattest bowl of Chipotle when I sign off after this 2-hour stream. We did 2 hours. I did Boy Green show for 40 minutes this morning, 2-hour show in the morning, Jake Asman football show for 40 minutes, radio hit in Syracuse, 2-hour show here. The Chipotle is going to taste oh so sweet after this. So thank you, Mike. I almost lost my business last Sunday when we were hit with the 1,000-year storm in Connecticut. A flash flood almost washed away my business. Looking forward to a Super Bowl season. Jet strong, JTS, Jets. I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. I'm glad that didn't happen, obviously, and you're okay. Super Bowl season, man. How about it? Need it. Need it. All right? I need it more than V-Man needs to provide some more enthusiasm when it comes to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to this republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's what we need, folks. That is what we need. All right. I think we are almost done. Captain Swanson says, are you guys aware that Guyton is officially the starting left tackle for the Cowboys as a rookie? Hey, Captain, are you aware that the Jets signed a Hall of Famer in Tyron Smith? Where did he play? Oh, he played for the Cowboys last year. Oh, he was second-team All-Pro. Now, why did the Cowboys let Tyron Smith go? Because they mishandled their cap. They wanted Tyron back. They couldn't pay him. Guyton starting at left tackle because they don't have a choice. Willie with a super chat. 7-0, 6-1 start on the way to a division champ and first playoff appearance in a long time. Jets, this roster will destroy teams. Let's go. We have had some really bad takes coming in the last 5 minutes of the show. I almost don't want to end the show because of how bad the takes has been. Craig writes in with a super chat. 17 days until we jet to the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig in Australia is coming back to the States. The boomerang is ready, Craig. Let's go. Whoosh, whoosh. Can't wait. Let's see. Oh my God. Is this guy's got to be the guy we put in the realm under a different account. Because there's no way two people could be this stupid. Hold on. Let me find this comment here. Captain Swanson. Olu was moved to right tackle while Guyton was named starting left tackle and forced Tyler Smith to be moved to guard. Captain Swanson, I want to congratulate you on being today's Jake Asman Show dumbass of the day. Your prize, absolutely nothing. See you later.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Do people not realize that Olu Fashanu would start for most teams in the league? He's not, because he's behind an all-pro, future Hall of Fame left tackle, and Morgan Moses, who every Jet fan knows is good because he should have been a Jet and never left. God, man. Swanson, you're an idiot, man. If you were ever the captain of any boat I was on, I'd feel more comfortable with the captain of the Titanic than your ass running my ship. Good God. Jeffrey says, here, Jake, here's the double Chipotle. God bless you, Jeffrey. Thank God I needed that after this. We're complaining about Olu? Really? FM says, roster is hot garbage. Huh. I see what you're trying to do. And you know what? Huh. It worked.
Into the shadow realm you go.
There is not a more delusional fan base in this town than the New York Jets. You guys are acting like they've won the freaking Super Bowl.
I've got an idea.
Bomb. Morons out there, people. Be careful. All right. Be careful. Tom says, with the practice reports today, good on Mike Williams. Don't remember seeing much. So here's the thing. You will not get any practice reports going forward. When training camp ended last week, media no longer can watch practice. They get to watch warm-ups and individuals. You won't see any 11-on-11 reports anymore. That ends. The locker room opens up, but you won't see any like practice reports. So that's over with. So if Mike Williams looked good today, we wouldn't know. He was out there for team drills, though. That's great. But we wouldn't know specifically, did he catch a touchdown today, for example? Unless one of the players tells you that in an interview. All right. I think we're done here. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. 2-hour stream. Thank you to Robby. Came on for the first hour and 25 minutes as we awaited the Jets to actually release the roster. If you're a Jet fan, 13 days from now, we're partying. Free event, Midtown, T-Squared Social. The bar is owned by Tiger Woods and Justin Timberlake. If you came to our first event, it was incredible. Now imagine it for a regular season game. Going to be wild. Party starts at 7, kickoff 8:15. RSVP if you're coming out. Join the Patreon if you haven't for more information. You get access to the Discord. Bonus shows. I posted a show earlier that is not on YouTube. So check that out. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show if you want to sign up and support. JakeAsman.com to get all your merch. It's 15% off when you join the Patreon. So if you plan on buying merch, you're essentially getting Patreon for free because you're going to save more than $5, which is the cost of the Patreon. Anyway, I want to thank you all who tuned in. Thanks to all the calls, all the super chats, all the channel memberships. We could not have done it without you. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. If you want a chance to win free merch, follow me right now at Jake Asman on Twitter and Instagram, and your name will be added to the list for a chance to win. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. I will talk to you guys soon. I end this show by simply stopping because we just got a $50 super chat. Good God, Jeffrey at the buzzer. Good thing I kept going, Jeffrey. Thank you, man. Sound the alarm. I believe we could fly. I believe we could touch the sky. Fat trimmed, wings back, and targeting systems tweaked for the foundering targets bombing in the Bay. That was tremendous use of $50, if I do say so myself. Bang! Bang! Sir, we thank you. That was tremendous. That was excellent. Anyway, that does it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for your incredible support. Jeffrey, thank you for that at the buzzer. That's awesome. Looks like we're going double meat tonight at Chipotle. That's what she said. I'm out of here. Talk to you guys soon. JETS, 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 Jets. Let's go, baby. We're back with Nick Faria at 10:30 tomorrow a.m. Hello, V-Man.
It's just this. I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say this again. This is just the media being the media.
V-Man, it is tough to listen to football takes from you when it appears like you're sitting on the toilet taking a crap. I hope you're not.
No, I'm not.
All right, that's good to know. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just getting myself ready for the day.
Where are you right now?
Yeah, yes, you're right. I'm in my bathroom. I was just finished brushing my teeth.
So you are in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility that you were just crapping.
No. No, I'm not.
I don't know, V-Man. This is it's not exactly a very convincing case we have going on right now.
No, look. Okay, let's just get back to this because
I don't know if we can. I don't think we can.
Look. All right. Just get back to talking football. It's not about giving you news. Like I said, the key is just avoiding the bull crap.
If anyone knows about bull crap, I would say it would be you, V-Man.
All right. Okay, yeah.
I think we have a real controversy, V-Man. They're already calling this poopgate in the comments.
No.
He stinks.
I swear to may God strike me down right now with lightning. I was not using the toilet.
All right. Look, V-Man, you never steered me wrong before. I think you do have to acknowledge, though, the evidence was not great for you.
Yeah, no, I should have waited till I was like finished.
That would make sense.
Was what I said wrong?
I don't know what you said. I was just focused on the idea that you called in live from taking a crap.
Well, basically that, the media doesn't give a crap about giving you the media doesn't care.
Taking a crap. Oh yeah.
Okay, the media doesn't care about giving you the honest stories anymore. All it does is about chasing trendy hot takes to get you to click on their videos or their art or their internet articles so that they can generate ad revenue and make money.
V-Man, is it true that you have a bidet?
No. Can we get off the bathroom stuff? No, I want to ask you, do you agree my take is accurate?
I think it's a crappy take.
Am I accurate with what I said?
You know what? I've had a crap day. Let me think about it.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
That right there is what makes this show a show. Anyone can give jet takes. Not every YouTube channel has a V-Man live from the John. You can't make it up, folks. V-Man, you might need to change the name. Gonzo says, V-Man, how about a courtesy flush? Ryan says, we just need to wipe this Rogers story clean. Snowball, V-Man is not full of bleep anymore. Jay says, V-Man is full of crap. Well, not anymore, Jay.
I got a suggestion for V-Man if he's waiting online. When I go to the bathroom, I turn the camera off and the microphone off. So that's a suggestion for...
You hear that, V-Man?
Turn off your camera and your mic. So
V-Man?
I'll say it again. I was not on the toilet.
You stand by it.
I was getting myself ready. The lid was down. I was just sitting on the lid.
So, but you were sitting on the toilet.
But not using it.
This is actually, I don't think, helping your case, V-Man, because earlier you didn't say that you were sitting on the toilet at all. Now you're saying you were sitting on the toilet, and I find it hard to believe you weren't using the toilet.
I'm a terrible liar, so if I was lying, you would know it.
What are your thoughts on people saying your calls are all gas, no brakes?
That's fine. That's real rich. You're like, mando un cocotazo. Give me un cocotazo.
What?
Someone in the chat will translate what un cocotazo means.
Is Todd Bowles your favorite coach?
Come on, no.
Come on. Do you think you're doing a good job trying to wipe this controversy away?
We just stop with the toilet buns. You want to know what?
V-Man, would you say this is a stain on your legacy?
We just knock this off for
To be fair to the chat, you got to let us get it out of our system for at least a day.
But I'll put this on the record so people know my position.
About Poopgate?
No. People have asked me. People people see my Puerto Rican T-shirts.
I don't think anyone's asking you about your position today. I think they're asking you about Poopgate.
I was not using the bathroom. Also, on my position in Puerto Rico.
V-Man, thank you for the time today. You want to talk about controversies with the Jets. Rodgers missing 2 practices in June. That's not a real story. V-Man and Poopgate, maybe the biggest story involving the Jets besides Reddick's contract right now. Let's be real.
That's what I do when I have to go to the bathroom.
What a call there. Here's the question I have for you, V-Man. A lot of people have been speculating on this Poopgate situation. Do you have any further comments on it?
No, I do not have any further comments on it. All right, can we? All right, I cannot focus with those sound effects. I cannot concentrate on the bass line with the sound effects.
That's you making that noise.
Please, I don't. What are you, my mother?
Your mom makes fart sound effects?
I'm not going to play. It's probably best that I don't do it.
Well, this call got V-Man, thank you very much for the time.
All right.
Is V-Man originally from Flushing, Queens?
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles.
This rapper's so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles.
These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fallon. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. My YouTube is blowing up and I'm becoming a star. My takes are fresh like the clothes on VR. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip-hop, nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop bars. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Blowski calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Is Brock Purdy gonna run for his life on the opener? Fuck yeah!